I'm gonna assume Argentum Sky is the support, seeing a lot of Pantheon and
Yeah,
Blitzcrank, Nami, and
and then there's
their
a
history.
active player as well as
Mhm.
RB.
Yes, yes, indeed. So yes, it's going to be interesting to see what champs we get coming out. We talked a bit about the Ari having some big changes and being a really strong champion to deal with now with those resets on the ultimate. So I wonder if we're going to get to see Strompus on the champ, or do you think it'll get banned? Do you think they don't want to see that?
I feel like the champ's permabanned, 100%. And
Yeah.
if he'll probably just resort to either a control major. I've seen him play a lot of LeBlanc recently
Mm.
because it's just like
Yeah.
a for him.
Yeah. Something explosive. Would be nice to get out of Strompus. We don't think we want to see him on any Karma or I mean he does have Karma in his history. Okay, his Karma's probably good. What else has he got? He's got okay, Rise definitely isn't like a utility mate like champ, but I
Yeah, but he's
don't
still
really I wouldn't consider him flashy though.
yeah. He's like
Like
he's the stock control mage. I don't really know if you can really classify any other control mages.
yeah. I think officially Riot calls him like a battle mage, which I guess is his genre of playstyle, which is tends to be the kind of mages that kind of get in the thick of the fight. They can be a little bit tankier, hard to take down. They just really get into the middle of the battle, just chaining attacks together. So in contrast, you wouldn't consider Ziggs to be like a battle mage because Ziggs does
Yeah,
not want to be in the thick of things.
definitely not
uh,
there at
yeah,
either.
not Zara. Yeah, speaking of which, I think I was seeing a post on Reddit that was talking about how Riot has not released an artillery mage in a
Good,
while.
good.
Uh,
We do
I
not
like
need.
her. I'm definitely a big fan of artillery mages. I actually didn't play any Xerath back when I used to play a lot, but
Mhm.
definitely some Ziggs. I don't. Lux is not considered an artillery mage, but she kind of felt like one to me.
Oh,
uh,
it was fun. I will say.
what'd you say?
Time you're definitely just gonna try to burst somebody down with like a Q from like all the way, probably like five.
Yeah,
Away.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely a lot of different kind of mid laners. How would you describe? So I have not seen too much Vex play, and she came out when I had stopped playing the game. How would you describe Vex? Is she kind of a battle mage?
Uh, Honestly, if I could tell you, I would. I haven't played in a well, no, like I've just started recently playing as well. All I know, like Vex to be, is Vex is just pretty much the like in a vacuum answer to LeBlanc.
Hmm. Yeah, she's got a move that kind of keeps you in place. Is it a fear? I think right, like a close range
Yeah,
fear. And then she's got a gap closer that works similar to the snowball and ARAM. Any of you out there have played a lot of ARAM before? Yeah, she hits you with a move, activate it again, and she flies right into the middle of your team. Hopefully, that's where she can get a good fear and lock up lots of people at once. So
yeah.
I guess like an initiation mage. I don't think that's really a thing, but I think having a good initiation tool
Mhm.
maybe classifies her as a battle mage in a sense. But
I can
probably
see it.
won't see probably won't see any Vex anyway. So she doesn't seem to be a very popular pick right now. So not like
Yeah,
it really matters.
mostly a
But yeah,
solo queue, I will say.
yeah, definitely. As far as the top lane goes, so what roles do we know for sure? We know jungler on the MSU. We know bot, and we know support. I'm
We're
gonna
definitely
guess.
for MSU. I will
What
say
was that? What'd you say?
the top for MSU, the Garen
Sunlight?
one.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's definitely going to be the other top laner. So yeah, it looks like a lot of Garen games. Garen definitely not really a meta pick right now, but I think a lot of times in collegiate level games, at least when it's one really good school placing against a not as good school, you could see those comfort picks coming out. I
Mhm.
wonder if we'd see a comfort pick that's not meta, like Garen coming out between
Yeah.
MSU and SLU.
That's even if we do let it through, though, is the big question at hand here.
Yeah, sure. Yep. On the one hand, we do sometimes see comfort picks coming through. We also see comfort picks getting banned.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe there's a decent chance the Garen just wouldn't even have a chance. Also got some Mordekaiser. I think OPGG must be like glitching up for me because I'm seeing like some rows are on stacked on top of each other, and it shows that he played
Oh,
Mordekaiser and Garen in the same game.
oh, jeez. Yeah, no, he's played, at least in his recent solo queue history, he's played, let me see here. Yeah, like Viego Mord. I think
Oh, I see.
the pick
I
that
did
he used.
the Command plus, so I zoomed out on the page, so it was like stacking up different. It was
Oh,
a PSS styling issue the OPGG needs to fix. Does not work at zoomed out sizes. Now I'm seeing the games fully separated.
Yeah,
And then looks
definitely.
like
So I will say because I'm
what
I'm mostly seeing if that Garen doesn't get through, like what he's actually going to pick into Shroud here.
yeah, and
Because
Shroud.
Shroud usually, at least in solo queue, usually resorts to playing things like Graves, Aurelia, like even the Akali at some points.
Yeah, his Akali scorelines are looking pretty nasty in the match history. Yep, he's got a Jace he can pull out. He had a little bit of Rakan, but I'm going to assume he was not playing that top lane. Oh, unless he was doing the. I don't know if that Enchanter like strategy ever had Rakan as an option in it, but I know some teams like to go that route where they play an Enchanter top or mid lane in the solo lane and do a type of like funneling strategy that I hear some players call it. I guess Rakan could be someone that could work with that. Um, And then there's also, yeah, he's got an Aatrox he could pull out.
Mhm.
Um, Aatrox, he got some good scores with Aatrox as well. Um, that would be nice. What pick? What would you say is your number one pick that you're hoping to see now?
Um, Out of Shroud, I do just really want to see that Akali. If not, I know he's been practicing Renekton for a little bit.
Mhm. So
With
talking all players of all players, what would you like to see? Just all champs, like not
oh,
even
Garen, I haven't seen it firsthand, but I want to see it today. If
the
anything,
Garen.
the Garen, like, dude,
Mhm.
Garen's such like a niche pick. So like when you see it, it's just like, okay, what's he gonna do? Like what?
Mhm.
Like build hold breaker and just like be a force top lane, or is he just gonna be roaming around the map the entire time trying to
Mhm.
like mostly skirmish around objectives and
Yeah, that's
such?
true. In a macro sense, it can be hard to predict what exactly the Garrett's going to do. But I suppose as far as micro goes, in the moment, you definitely know he's going to run at you, scream Demacia, and then silence you and try to focus you down.
Yeah, mostly probably gonna happen to Doxa, and if that does
Yeah,
happen, great for your
yeah.
rental.
Oh, and spin to win. How did I forget that? That is probably Garen's more iconic thing. Shouting Demacia and spinning.
Yeah.
Speaking of spinning, I wonder if any chance we see some Katarina. I feel like Katarina has not been. I don't know when's the last time we've even seen her in LCS. Just not a very
Uh,
popular character.
I want to say we saw her in Academy at some point because Evolved obviously did have like a little stint in
Mhm.
Academy.
Was Cat evolved on a team in Academy?
Oh yeah, no, Cat Evolved used to play for TSM Academy.
Oh, cool. I did not know that. It's
Yeah.
always interesting. It's always interesting to see like the overlap between the world of streamers. I think Catapult streams at least.
Yeah.
Streamers with like playing alongside other like pro players. That's when you start to realize that it really is all in the same world, even if you don't like always see pro players focusing that much time streaming on Twitch. You just remember that the platform can be used by all players. So of course
Yeah.
you'd have some streamers playing like with and against pro players. Okay, and we do have champ select coming here. We are going to jump right into that with and
Oh,
immediately your hopes and
wow.
dreams are crushed as that Garen is banned.
Honestly, I'm not surprised, but at the same time, dang, feels so sad. And again, Zakali also being banned out here.
Yep, we are banning some comfort picks right now for sure. Viego, the first one being banned that doesn't seem to be specifically a counter pick or comfort pick.
Yeah, with this Jinx ban here, I'm wondering if they're gonna let. Oh, Jerry did. Oh, he did get that through, but we're gonna first pick Gragas here. Gragas probably gonna be slotted into the top. Okay, what is happening? That's a York.
Wow. Okay. Immediately, MSU off with some
I'm assuming.
interesting picks. We have the York and the Kazakhs coming through right now. We do not see any York
Oh,
in the match history for their top laner, but we do see some. We do see some Kazakhs in the junglers match history. So that's not too much out of left field.
oh wait, no, they pro drafted this. Okay, never mind. We're not saying pick order, but we're saying lane order.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
but
wait.
either way,
Hold on. Oh, I see what you mean. Interesting. Wait, is this like pre? Maybe they pre-picked this already?
yeah. Well,
Uh,
for you do draft in the browser and not in lobby,
oh, interesting. Okay.
unless
Um,
happening. But I'm assuming by these picks, most likely not, because
it
it's all
does seem to be lane. Yeah.
yeah.
And they're coming in fast too.
Sorry, Ben eventually
Yeah,
goes uh, B5, so that's good to see. I'm assuming Lux here for now. Karma.
okay, so it is going to be the Vex actually that we get to see. I was pretty sure that we weren't going to get our chance to see that, but now I will have our questions directly answered as far as what type of playstyle does this champ tend to play towards.
We're gonna probably see an Enchanter bot here to pair up with this Twitch. Yeah, Yumi. Yep.
Okay, it's Twitch. See, now this is the funny thing about watching a lot of LCS and then switching over to watch Collegiate. There's just so many more exciting picks in Collegiate. I'm
Yeah,
really surprised to not see a Corki or an Oriana in this game.
yeah.
Surprised to not see a Felios.
No Victor, no Vigar, no like none of the big mids right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
Vigar did get nerfed a little bit, but I'm pretty sure he's still a huge top pick right now.
yeah, you heard it here, folks. If you want some exciting picks, come on over to watch Collegiate. Close that LCS tab. There's more exciting picks here.
Don't watch the 100T game. Come on, come here. You
I
want to
haven't
see?
checked in on that.
But
Yeah, so
yeah,
yeah.
going to the comps here. I'm still bewildered by this MSU lineup. Oh, that is a York top. I'm assuming he's gonna build Hullbreaker. I
Yes,
don't
indeed.
happening.
I wonder. So, an interaction that I'm looking forward to seeing is whether or not Poppy's W can stop the Vex dash in. I've never, I haven't played enough ARAM to know if Poppy's W stops the snowball. So, I guess we'll find out if Vex will get stopped in her tracks or if she will make it to her destination. Poppy's W tends to be very good at stopping certain strategies. We know for sure Kha'Zix is going to be pretty screwed over by it, but the rest of the champs, not quite sure.
Uh, I'm gonna
Uh,
assume that I don't think it classifies as a blink. So that's
hmm.
gonna see if we can actually try to predict some of those engages.
Right, I think it is a dash, and dashes get stopped.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so yeah, honestly, the Poppy was a great pick, and it would be cool if we could have seen exactly what order it was picked in, because as like a counter pick against Kha'Zix and Vex, definitely solid. I think it hurts a little bit of their MSU's team fighting angle because I don't believe Yorick is a champ that tends to. Yorick is definitely like a premier split pushing champion, so I
Yeah.
don't imagine he'll be there for the fights. Kha'Zix is going to want to. Jump in the back line. I believe it's usually going to be Vex who's starting these fights. But if Vex can't get in, then these fights aren't going to be able to happen.
I'm sure of who's gonna try to match York on the side lane right now. Because if anything, Gragas is just gonna build like I don't know, Chem Tank. I don't really know what Gragas up would even build right now. I'm assuming
That's
like Chem
true. Yeah.
and to be like a rock wall, but even then, like if you get that York ball going, if you get that item, and if you get like I'm pretty sure he's building Triforce right now. If not, he's probably like Stridebreaker. If I'm assuming
Mhm.
like that, they easily win a fight. And if not, they're gonna have to commit several people down there to like a top or bottom lane.
Yeah, and Gragas is definitely going to be the kind of champ that wants to be where his team is. We know Gragas being very, very valuable for those alt engages, knocking people into his team with the barrel. He doesn't really want to go 1v1 against Yorick to do that. So, yeah, you're right in that oftentimes what we're going to see in the latter half of the game is Yorick off in a side lane by himself. Well, I guess not by himself. He's got that ultimate.
Yeah,
And it'll probably be a 4v5 on the side of Slew, as they're probably going to want to get a fight started before Yorick can really get his split push online. I don't remember what the 80 carry pick was on the side of Slew.
For Slew, it was Kate Karma.
Caitlyn,
Which
yes.
kind of just a typical bot lane that we're seeing right now, at least when picks like Jin, Zeri, and Jinx are all off the table. If not, you're gonna
Yeah.
probably like play a Philios Thresh or something of that sort. But into this Twitch Yumi lane, it's gonna be really interesting to see because this is a very like on both sides, very snowbally lane.
Yeah. And as far as like split pusher goes, Slew of course does have the Twisted Fate, but I don't really think Twisted Fate wants to fight Yorick on the side lane. Twisted Fate's
You
way
will
clear tends to be good, but I don't. Yeah.
like unless you can try like somehow kite him out, but even then, it's a York. He's gonna probably just run you down.
Yeah, exactly. So, if anything, I think the Twisted Fate is going to be more on the lines of looking for flanks. Because as far as who was the jungler? Oh, it was Poppy, right? We had Gragas, Poppy, Twisted Fate, Caitlyn, Karma. If we're talking about engage, I do think Gragas is going to be like live or die based on the ultimate, and if they can't land a good ultimate, I think it's going to be hard for Slew to force fights when they want to. And I think MSU, with the way their comp looks, they want Slew to get panicked and have sloppy engages. So what they're probably going to do is have a lot of pressure from the side lanes and Yorick and force Slew into a situation where they're like, okay, guys, we got to fight or we're just going to lose everything. And that's when Kha'Zix will try to capitalize on the chaos and pick apart the back line.
Let's see if he can even like get in because it seems like they have two like strong boulders just to like pair right beside this Kate right now.
Yeah.
Like you have the Poppy. I don't see like any way you get in. But anyways, we're going on to the Rift now.
Yep. Diving right in. We got both sides trapped in their base right now with those little gates that stop you from getting out to too much of an early start. But now they are marching down. Let's take a look at what our summoner spells and runes are. We got Hail of Blades on the Twitch. Do you remember when AP Twitch was a thing? Did you play during that time?
Oh yeah, I don't want to think about it. But something
Yeah.
he actually took cleanse instead of taking a heal or even like an ignite in the situation.
Ooh, cleanse. Okay, so yeah,
But,
there's definitely not going to be a laning option. I think that's more for the Twisted Fate
oh,
gold card.
but even then, for Kate Trap, I would say.
Yeah, but I feel like that's one of those things where it's like, if you trust yourself as a good player, you will not get Kate
Yeah.
Trap. I suppose it could also, yeah, it could help with like making sure you don't get chain CC'd from a Karma W into a Kate Trap. So yeah, I suppose in that sense, not too bad of a call. Also, I have a question. As far as interactions go, when Yuumi is attached to a stealth Twitch, can you see, is Yuumi also stealthed?
I want to say so.
Okay, because I think that should be how it works. Otherwise, Yuumi and Twitch would be kind of an inting strategy.
Yeah, but all I know is that whenever Rad plays, he definitely does opt to have a Yuumi with him, and I'm assuming if that's the case, then that's probably why, because he just has a perma heal on him, and he just gets to go invis and then 2v5 people usually on the US servers. But
yeah, normally when you get a Twitch, when you got a Twitch on the enemy team, you have to worry about him stealthing and potentially showing up. All right, we have a little bit of trading going on, just some poke, not too much is going to stick here. Twitch able to get that E, but doesn't matter because Karma is still looking kind of healthy. But I was going to say is normally it's a Twitch by himself showing up, and you always have the option of Twitch jump scares you, and you just say, oh, well, maybe I can kill him, maybe I can turn on him. Now it's always going to be Twitch, well, usually going to be Twitch with the Yuumi, so you have to think a little bit more than just, oh, can we turn on this Twitch? You have to also think about how the Yuumi changes things.
yeah. They're definitely going to have to opt to play a little bit safe in this matchup, it seems, because they're just immediately getting poked out in these first 3 minutes.
Yeah, and I mean, Yuumi does a decent amount of poke too, but it's definitely going to seem, I think Caitlyn Karma is definitely going to have the favor there with poke. Look at that huge hitbox.
Jeez, I hate Karma Q so much.
As a mastery level 7 Karma player, I love Karma empowered Q.
I mean, fair. I mean, hey, gotta take it when you can get it.
Yeah, Karma's very interesting because she does a lot of like she has high like base damage, but obviously not really relied on damage. What's up?
It might happen in this bot side jungle right now because you see gonna invade this blue.
Yeah, Maddie and Tsum bullying the enemy jungler off that blue. Kha'Zix is not going to get that. And I mean, at this rate, it's looking like MSU's jungler might get triple buffed here as Maddie hasn't even gone to his red yet. And I don't think Kha'Zix is in position to even think about that.
Yeah, they can't even really contest it either because all you really have is a Yuumi. And if you do leave lane, you're just going to give up a ton of farm.
Yeah, exactly. In Twitch, I mean, and there are some bot laners where you can feel kind of safe leaving your AD carry to just fend for himself. I don't really think Twitch is one of those champs. It's usually more of like an Ezreal or a Lucian who's fine saying, all right, you know what, I'll do 1v2 for a little while. But Twitch really wants to be babysat. Yuumi returning to her AD carry right now. Obviously, by the icon on the Nini app, you can see when Yuumi is attached to her AD carry.
This is probably where I spend most of the game, if I were to guess, unless something big happens topside. But even then, it's a Gragas lane. Oh, well, actually.
Oh, speaking of top side, yeah, Cozy Shroud having a little matchup knowledge check here. Is he probably playing against the first Yorick he's played against in perhaps a month?
Probably, if I were to guess.
Yeah. Yep. And as far as the CS goes, yeah, we got Eye of Sunlight a full 10 ahead. Obviously, that is not too genuine of a count because you got a lot of minions sitting at the tower of Cozy right now. But because of the tower, it's going to be hard for him to get all of them.
Yeah. I think that was a little bit of a delayed cheater from him as well, so he's gonna go ahead and try to get parts of I want to say that's Phage.
Yeah, something what cheater recall, is that what they call that? Ooh, some good poke coming through on the side of MSU. Yeah, the health bar is actually looking in MSU's favor right now. They got the pots going. Obviously Yuumi has a heal, Karma does not. I mean, on her power W she does, but she only heals herself, not the Caitlyn. Yep, some more good hits coming through.
Don't miss the cannon. Okay, thank God. Yeah. I always get scared and just like, dude.
Yeah. All right,
so like the 1-2.
Maddie is chilling around bot side right now, but it's like he just recalled, so he's not going to be going for that. Not going to be thinking about it. I mean, his laners are pushed up anyway, so kind of hard to make a gank when a dive would be the call at that point. And Poppy definitely not bad at diving, but I don't think they want to go for that this early on.
Poppy is probably one of the best early game divers, at least currently in meta right now. If not like her and a few others.
I'm so glad Poppy jungle is a thing. I played a lot of Poppy like top when I would get like Phil Profit. I loved the champ, and I just always wanted to try and take her jungle as well. I remember I had a stretch of time where I was like 3-0, 3 wins in a row on Poppy jungle, but it was not really because of my Poppy jungle. It was because like I just got lucky to have good teammates, and so I was like, okay, yeah, I like this strategy. Okay, we got.
Yeah, thank you. I'll take this.
I'm like, okay, cool. Then I started losing a lot. I'm pretty sure my last jungle game before I stopped playing was Poppy jungle, and it did not go well. I might have rage AFK'd. Just kidding. All right, games. I hope you're not listening. I did not rage AFK from a game. It was normals. It was normals.
It was fine. It was not my account actually. My brother was playing my account actually. It turns out.
Yeah, exactly. Not account sharing. I was hacked in fact. I don't really remember. All right, so we got Maddie is. Ooh, I think he might have an idea that really big meme is in the jungle right now. Yep, as he goes there, I think Smite went over to Poppy, got the Grom.
Oh, he's trying to
really big meme. Yeah, having to walk out of there.
I was trying to read where he was trying to like jump to and like W there, but he actually just opts to not jump at all. I'm kind of just forced to sit here and be like, well, what do I do?
Yeah, I think he really, I think he like gave him this impression that he was going to try and dive the tower, and now he is. Oh, and that's going to be the first blood going over to the TF, who hit 6 just in time to join the rest of his teammates down here. And we got Vex is in there. That's 1v4. I don't think she's going to be able to do much right here. A lot of low health bars on Slew, but they're still not going to be able to kill any of them.
Yeah, Yumi's here. They're going to definitely just go for the strike, if I were to guess. Or actually not. They're going to look to back away from it. Trying to...
So riddle me this. Okay, I really think that if Big Meme committed to going back right then, he would have lived, he would have been fine, but he wouldn't have been there to help the dive. So I don't know if the right play was for him to stick around and give it kill away, or if the right play would have been to get out of there, because he had time. Obviously, he saw the Scryer's Bloom. He saw that it caught him, but Maddie didn't go for the engage until his laners were ready.
I feel like there's a lot of scenarios there where he kind of just dies. I feel like if even then does back, I feel like he does get caught up by Strumpus there because he does get ultied.
Okay, so we got Cozy Shroud going in for a little bit of a fight. He has a level up on I Am Sunlight, does not get caught in the cage. I Am Sunlight going to be able to get his level up as well. He's healing, popped a pot, but it looks like he's, maybe that wasn't a pot.
Definitely back, and he definitely seems to have an item here.
Oh, that was a pot.
Gonna go for... Oh, unless he stays.
See, I'm always curious. Okay, that's why he popped the pot. I was gonna say I'm always curious when laners consume a health pot and then start recalling, because you basically just wasted 35 gold there. But he did actually stick around, so does not make a fool of himself.
Fun.
What was that?
He had it smote from him. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
It's just not
nice.
I know exactly how this feels.
Nice past tense use of smite. Love to hear it. Yes, Aletta Bell. It was a norms. I promise. I wasn't ranked. I'm not a ranked only player. All right, so we got really big meme. Still not level 6 yet. Tries to. Oh, he actually is able to take the blue from Maddie, despite being a level, and that gives him the level up too. Is he? Is that a talk?
Just there for lane. That's actually huge. Yeah, he's not gonna have that for a while now. He's gonna probably be forced to get to the last chapter by early in that case.
Yeah, that's really good on his part. But now I feel like it's kind of the observer kind of trolling Kha'Zix, but I feel like we've seen a lot of him not really doing anything. I don't know if he's like trying to think about what his next play is, but it feels like Big Meme is wasting a decent amount of time.
Yeah, no, he's like in that specific moment, like most of his bot side's up right now, but he was just trying to invade the blue, I guess.
Yeah, it's funny because it's giving me a lot of like secondhand anxiety from the games that I've had playing jungle. Where never mind, we have a dive coming through. Trompus once again makes a second visit on this TF. Able to dive so much, it takes a lot. Turret aggro. Oh, but the Zhonya's going to be able to let him drop aggro, and they do not lose a kill. Slew starting off with a great 3-0 lead against MSU right now.
Yeah, that's just clean.
That was good. I didn't realize he had the hourglass. I was like, wow, Strumpus really wants to end this kill. That's well,
no, you know, from I want to say that's from the rune, or the rune.
Yeah, so the rune. Okay, cool. That's,
no, Matt. I always confuse them now.
Yeah. So that is going to be MSU taking the Rift Herald as a constellation. And they didn't drop it right now. He still has it. So that should be good. I'm curious what lane he's going to be opting to use it. But first of all, we are already looking at a 3K lead for Slew with just 3 kills, no towers taken. I have to imagine a lot of that's in the farm. Yeah, you look at the scoreline and
that's mostly in bot and mostly in jungle, right? Yeah.
Yep. Looks like Doxa is almost completely doubling.
That is
really solid lead without too much macro play having to have done, but MSU with the Rift Herald might be able to do something about it. T-Sum wandering over here. Ooh, very low with the, almost had a chance to steal it as a support, but he's going to go in on this Kha'Zix. He was really low. Maddie not willing to flash over. I do believe if he flashed, he could have got the kill there.
Probably not worth for how much gold he's worth right now, but hey.
Yeah. That's some tempered some discipline right there. Ooh, Vex perhaps thinking that the rest of Slew was backing off, but not going to take too much damage for it.
Actually trying to catch up this Poppy.
Yes, indeed. All right, are they posturing for the dragon? Doesn't look like they are. Might be just trying to get some vision down. Scryer's Boom from Poppy goes over. They're going to kill that ward right there, and I think both teams are going to opt to back off from it. Yep, we do see the recall coming through from Kha'Zix. Yeah, I almost saw a lot of action there. And I mean, the sad thing about the dives that, like, Stropus has been able to get 2 dives off, and it's not even like, it's not even like MSU was really playing disrespectful. They were sitting under tower. There's not much they could do. You can't, not one of those moments where you can point your teammates, dude, stay under tower, man, stop feeding. They were under tower. They were just getting dived by TF. Really not much you can do. And we do see the cleanse off cooldown now, but I believe he has been making use of it.
Yeah. I actually see I just realized he just completed a Hullbreaker for Yorick here.
Okay. And now, is that the item, that like makes you stronger when there's none of your teammates around?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so
Twins are just outright rushing now. Like, you see it on Graves, you see it on, I guess, Yorick, even though nobody plays Yorick.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be, as we talked about earlier, a strategy for champs who want to just stay in a side lane and stay away from the rest of their team. Like, for example, you're not going to see a Gragas build Hullbreaker, most likely.
Oh, no. We're going to probably... Yeah, we're going to see him finish Ever for us and probably go into the new tank tier item. I still don't know what it's called, honestly, but also we do see Slew take that drag. Well, mostly Maddie.
Wow.
But,
Yep, Maddie got the dragon while his bot lane was able to take down that first tower thanks to the pressure Stropus created over to that lane. MSU want to see if they can take some of the top side. That's going to be the Rift Herald going down. Definitely going to be able to pop this tower here, but the question is Cozy going to be sticking around? His tower is not going to be able to protect him, so he opts to walk away. I'm surprised Big Meme didn't stick around a bit longer than that. Maybe that's why Cozy stuck around.
No, he had the pink in the bush. Yes, he kind of knew that even if they do try to do one, he could probably get out because he does have flash still. He does have Gragas dash, which is as broken as ever.
Yeah, and Big Meme, I think, had an opportunity to stick around to see if he could force something out of Cozy, like a flash area, but instead opts to farm. We do notice by the numbers that he's quite a bit behind his opponent laner, so I definitely can't fault Big Meme for the choice of saying, you know what, I got some cleaning up to do in the jungle. Maybe I'll just take that quick win of the tower down and then just walk away from it.
We're gonna see. I think someone's gonna probably just opt to go bot lane for the rest of the game at this point, just because waves are situated at this point.
Yep,
and probably just send their bot lane up to try to deal with this tier 1 as well, but they're not going to probably be able to do anything. If not, we're going to see Shroud here trying to go on RBM, I want to say. They do have vision.
Yeah, and you want to... One thing that is starting to look like an eventual death sentence for MSU is Twitch is a very feast or famine champion, and I think in situations like this where he's behind, you kind of want him in a lane by himself, being able to slowly catch up and get a lot of farm. With the way MSU is playing this right now, they're putting Twitch where the action is. He's not going to be able to get any solo farm. He's not going to be able to get much farm at all. And this discrepancy that we see between his CS and Doxa CS, I think it's just going to get bigger. Which at that point, you're kind of sentencing your team to be 5v4 in the late game with Twitch not being able to do much at all.
Yeah, there's not much you can do when you're down like 2k gold as Twitch.
You can even just get dived right here. Wow, my English was excellent.
He has a Yuumi on him, so he's probably... Oh
my goodness. The flash engage comes through from the Gragas, and even though so much looking like a bounce house for Twitch right now, he drops Yuumi, cannot save him. Yuumi full health and decides he just wants to hop to a new partner. Says, you die too much. I'm going to hang out with the jungler who has 1 less death than you. And helps him farm a little bit. Okay, so... Yeah, I do feel like that was a scenario where the dive was a bit, I'm not going to say telegraphed, but Twitch was just not safe there. Yep, slow crust on the gas, and that's a 4k lead for them.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's got to get the tier 2 bot. You get this.
Off screen, we do have a kill. It looks like, is that Slew sticking around? I think they are overstaying a bit. We have Big Meme finally deciding he wants to go in, but the sweeper from Maddie allows him to spot the Kha'Zix. Not so sneaky at all. He's going to drop to the burn, I believe. Waste the flash as he dies anyway to Doxa. And now Vex trying to get a return kill. Doxa really low. Trompus comes in. Is he going to flash for it? Nope. He does not need to because Maddie is cleaning up kills anyway on this enemy. Yuumi is still just trying to do what she can to stay alive, and the fear is going to be just enough to protect Vex and keep her alive.
That's 2 for 2 there. That's at least a good sign for MSU because they're able to actually at least kind of stay into it. And while that was happening, all that top lane, Sunlight's about to tier 2. So he's hitting pretty.
Yep, no pun intended, but Sunlight is the bright spot for his team right now as he's able to get this split push off and have a lot of do a lot of work at making sure this deficit is not too great. Again, I have to touch on that late game reassurance though. I think the perfect world would be where Sunlight is able to keep his team relatively close with the sideline pressure, but then Twitch is slowly farming up to give them that late game assurance, but it's just not there. So despite the fact that Sunlight is doing some good stuff, I don't know if it's gonna help them that much come late game.
Yeah, like come right now, even it is about to be fifth. Oh no, it's about to be 16 into the game, and Twitch has yet to have a mythic.
Yeah, Twitch
Meanwhile,
not a happy boy right now.
Not a good sign.
Yep, he's I mean, he might as well be perma-stealth at this point because we definitely do not see him making too much of an impact in this game. Sorry for the BM Twitch, but looks like we are going to have another dragon coming up in less than a minute. I don't think we can see on the screen which one it is, but that first one was the Hextech Drake for Slew, so we know it won't be that one again. So it's got to be one of the other four. Kimtech Drake has been removed from the game. God bless, so definitely not an op today.
Bless that.
Yeah. Yeah. I did.
Radar at Drake? No, not okay.
Yeah, that was one of those additions that Riot made to the game where I'm just like, you guys know that's kind of stupid. And thankfully they removed it. All right, we got a siege going on in the mid lane here. That tower is definitely going to go down. You always see a team with Caitlyn on it being able to siege pretty well. So Slew definitely allowing that game plan to go through.
And even then, they can't really do anything against that Caitlyn because of how many options that she has to even like just protect her. Because again, like that karma is gonna always just be around her, and if she ever is in trouble, she's like, "Yep, hey, I'm gonna pop R, or Mantra, and I'm just gonna pop E, and you're fine. You're just gonna run away."
Yep, exactly right. Before Karma showed up on screen, I do believe Twitch and Yuumi thought they might have had a jump on Caitlyn. Oh, okay, they're going in right now. The Yuumi is engaging, and we do have Vex with a long-range engage as well. There's a lot of people dead so far on the side of Slew. MSU willing to give up that Drake, but they're able to get 2 kills in return. Still a lead for Slew, but at the same time, with Yorick on the top side getting a lot of kills, I imagine this is a really good chance for MSU to make something happen.
Oh, they're trying to match this Yorick on side lane right now, but I guess he's just gonna be caught out right there.
I'll be low as well. Cozy Shroud comes in just in time. I don't think they expected Gragas was going to show up, but enough hits from the tower on the Vex, and he's going to die. Yuumi going to follow suit as well. Almost able to jump the Kha'Zix, but he's juking his own teammate. Okay, too much CC had been put on the Yuumi, so I don't think she had the cooldown to do her reattach, but yeah, not able to get out of there alive.
Is that a 2 for 2? Oh no, that's a 1 for 2 actually. Eesh.
Yeah, looks like it. Yeah, I do believe MSU were the ones who overchased at that point.
The MSU is just because like you're getting Twitch back in the game. That's
yeah.
He finally has tier 2s and he finally has Gale. It's fine.
Yep, definitely. Man, if we had the capability of having replays on the Spectre, I would have loved to see the pathing that Gragas took to get up into that position, because I think that MSU felt very comfortable chasing Poppy under tower, but if they knew that Gragas was on his way and had ultimate, I don't think they would have gone for that.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. But let's see what's going on here. I think they're just gonna try to posture up to try to go tops.
We got someone in chat pointing out that this is the hard part of the game for York. I would assume that is because his side lanes that he can be pushing are pushed almost as far as they can go, so he now has to leave himself very vulnerable if he wants to keep that game plan up. So we'll be interested to see what Yorick is doing. For now, he's just opting for farming his own jungle at the moment, which, I mean, obviously junglers are used to that happening at this point in the game.
I think he's going to just probably opt to ping pong whatever wave Greg is going to try to shove in right now, which is right now bot side. But even then, they're trying to posture up to try to dive this man. There are 5 bot side for Slew right now.
Wow, yeah, I mean, yeah, Slew at this point just treating towers like checkboxes as they decide that they want to, one at a time, take this down. They got the whole team here. The siege is on once again. Even Rift Herald able to go in and get a charge. That's definitely going to be that bot inner tower going down as the Yorick, staring in the eyes of a bit more enemies than he probably expected to. They sent the whole team after him, and the sad thing is MSU is not really doing much on the other side. The rest of the team just kind of chilling.
That might be the end hip tower taken down. I don't know how low it is right now, but I think it's barely living on a silver.
Oh, I thought you were about to say that might be the end. I was like, oh, I don't think they're going to close the game there. But no, yes, like you said, a lot of good damage on that inhibitor tower right there, and Slew just going to reset. Still only a 2k lead, though, for Slew, despite the fact that this has been looking very commanding. I do think a big thing that's helping is Sunlight having taken so many of those towers down. And I think, was that a shutdown that went over to Twitch? I don't remember if he got a shutdown.
If anything, it was a low shutdown.
Yeah, gotcha. So, but like you said, there is always that threat of getting this Twitch back into the game. He does has the Gale Force, which is going to do good to keep him alive. Over on the side of Slew, we got RFC, Gale Force as well. So
I'm just how this York's gonna get into a fight with how much is going to be at his like front door just to stop him immediately
yeah.
go in.
Yeah, and look at the waves right now. Like the waves are all pretty pushed in Slew's side right now. So momentum actually favoring MSU at the moment. Ooh, an ultimate from Yumi. Maybe a bit of miscommunication between the Yumi and the Kazakhs there.
Oh man, that's a huge RC hit.
Yeah, that was that from TF or Caitlyn?
Yeah,
Didn't see who that came from, but yeah, that was a huge hit. Slew just trying to kind of scare them away from that Baron area, not letting them posture and get some vision if that's what they wanted. One thing I will say so far that kind of indicates MSU's skill as a team is despite the fact that Slew has probably had the upper hand in most of this game, the gold is just not that, the gap's not that big. Yeah, so MSU is doing a great job holding on.
I want to say most of the gap here is probably because of how much York is farmed.
Yeah.
Like, he's averaging 10 minutes.
Exactly. All right, and now we are seeing exactly what happens if they decide to send Gragas to deal with Yorick in the 1v1. It does not look like it's working out well, as Yorick has 2 levels up on Cozy Shroud's Gragas. He walks out of there and says, all right, team, I'm going to need us to start making plays elsewhere, because Yorick is just going to keep forcing plays on his own if he's allowed to just do this.
This man seems to be unlucky even without his Garen pick, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, this is the Yorick was definitely an amazing call here. Probably calling out that they don't have enough experience. Okay, Caitlyn almost with a 1v1 kill on the Twitch, who has been abandoned by Yumi. I don't think we've seen Yumi attached to Twitch in quite some time.
I was assuming that he was actually going to try to ult there to maybe try to execute him, but hey.
Yeah, the ult was coming too. Yeah, must have lost sight of him. I don't know. Also, take a look at the CS count. We have Caitlyn very close to Flame Horizoning the Twitch. Zethel really not having the best game, but if he can keep getting opportunities for shutdowns, we do see 2 kills on him. If he can peel a kill off that Gragas or maybe the TF, we'll see a lot of gold going in his pocket.
That's all you got to really hope for if you're MSU right now. If not, right now, you're going to probably set up for this Dragon fight right now. So if they can try to get a good...
Wait, did we just see a prediction cashed in on the chat? Is chat somehow ahead of us in the game? Are you guys seeing more than what we're seeing? Yeah, what is that prediction? Spoiler indeed.
Seeing the end of the game right now, but hey, it's fine. It's fine.
Whoopsie. Okay, I guess Loop must somehow end it in the next 30 seconds. We'll see how that pans out. All right, well, we do have a fight that MSU is attempting to start. I think it is, yep, that's York. Surprisingly with the team. I guess he wanted to try and make his presence known to prevent that Drake steal, but Slew is at Soul Point here.
Oh, okay. That's how it ends. Oh,
York stunned up. It looks like MSU wants to try and go for some kind of flank. Vex goes in before the rest of the team is there to follow up, but lots of damage done. We got the cools from Yorick. Cozy Shroud is caught on his own. A bit of a fragmented engage here from Slew. It actually seems to be MSU who is more together right now. They're so low, and the kill goes over to Gragas. Gragas has to flash over a wall. Maddie's so low and leading the team, leading the enemies. Oh, they go different ways now, so Maddie's going to be just fine, but MSU looking extremely healthy, and is that going to be the turn on to Baron?
I'm assuming this is a Baron. Yeah, this is pretty free for them right now. Maddie has to back right here, and they do it pretty easily too, because they have the York, they have the ghouls, and they have the Maiden.
Yeah, I think kind of underestimating how much damage the York could do. Yes, it tends to be a split pushing champion, but he can definitely come and help his team, especially when you consider how much gold's up. He's very strong right now. Yeah, Slew doing what they can to keep them off the Baron. Yeah, they are doing a really good job right now. Not trying to force a fight, but just peppering them with enough hits to say that you're going to be very dangerous of a situation if you try to keep taking that Baron. And it's going to be red team that does take the Baron. Maddie potentially giving over his life. Zethel, not able to do too much to stay in there, but the shutdown, that's huge, goes through over to Doxa.
Yeah, no, he's not going to be able to split that lane or like go on side lanes. And with Baron as well, like Hullbreaker Baron is busted. And he's not going to be anymore. That's kind of huge for Slew.
Oh yeah, that's so true actually. Wow, I was going to say a huge net gain, net positive for MSU, but yeah, the main champ that they would have wanted that Baron on goes down. Maybe a little bit of over aggression on his part. Maddie's going to take the blue. He's going to get it over to the support. Support never gets blue. Sad.
Good.
Okay, they're gonna not being a bit. So I think they want to go a bit deeper before they recall.
Why are there 2 picks of that push?
Yeah, that's a bit of a whoopsie. You gotta ping that as a cases like that is why I wish that enemies could see your pings, so you could just ping the ping chords and be like, hey, what going on here? So yeah, obviously in collegiate games we do not get to see that fancy graphic of a Baron power play that we do in LCS, but I have to imagine that it's not going to get to go too much further from here, as MSU's kind of lost a lot of their momentum despite getting the Baron. They're not in a good position.
Their position on this map right now is kind of just, we're going to twirl. And we're gonna...
Yeah. And I mean, that's not all bad. I mean, one thing that is nice when you're the team that's on the back foot is taking Baron, even if you're not able to get too much off of it, does prevent the other team from getting Baron for a little bit. It's kind of like puts a little bit of a buffer in the game. Like, you know that in the next however many minutes, Slew cannot take this Baron and go for a push. But I mean, what's also scary is the potential of this Soul coming up.
They're posturing topside here. I hope that Sunlight knows about this. He's gonna see it on the pink or like, yeah, no, they're gonna see Caitlyn on this ward right now, but you're just gonna have to sit here. Again, like, this is a really hard spot for York right now because he's kind of just forced to sit here.
Yeah, I do think he's opting to go back into his pushing strategy. Not much of an objective for the team to work for right now, so they're not gonna group him up. All right, we do have Cozy Shroud going in with engage. Vex Zonius does survive the initial onslaught, but gets popped anyway as Cozy Shroud knows to save that ultimate attempt. And we got the TP coming in from York. He gets out of there fast. Yumi's there to save him. Cozy is so low. Let's see if York can finish him off. He does indeed. Maddie also low, and that Maiden is also really close to dying.
Yeah, the Maiden's actually running their team.
I thought it was Rift Herald for a second. I was like, they're gonna get a good Rift Herald charge.
Yeah.
New skins on the Rift Herald? Insane.
You're gonna get this tier 2 as well, hopefully at least, because like, if you have 2 cannons, I'm hoping that you get this. But even then,
okay.
Right now, he's trying to like threaten a huge jump here.
Yeah, big meme. I love the way he's playing that Kha'Zix right there, just kind of standing from the side and putting. I didn't know his Kha'Zix. I think it's a W, the like 3 hits or whatever, or the 3. I didn't know that the Kha'Zix W did that much damage. Looking like a poke champion there. All right, so we do have the Soul coming up soon for Slew. MSU is going to want to get their recalls in now. Honestly, I think now might be a little too late to be recalling. They should all be on their way back to the Drake right now, but we'll see if Slew's fast enough to act and beat them. With TF where he is, I don't know if they're even thinking about it. They might opt to just clear these lanes instead, and then wait for their Soul later.
Not even a ton of vision like that they set up either. It's mostly just like the one pink that they got to the jungle, but even then that's about to be gone. Or like
yeah, I'm not fully sure how these bounties work on chance, but Zevil has a bounty. Oh, that TP looks kind of bad. He's going to TP, cannot cancel. Sending the TP support. The rest of the team is close by enough. A huge brawl is happening right now. Vex dashes in, she dies, but Strampus is going to go down as well. We do have so much going on right now, but Doxa is untouched, able to put down so much damage. Zethel without a teammate. Twitch is definitely going to die, cannot stealth if he keeps getting hit, and that's going to be 3 kills going over to the side of Slew. They might just end the game off this, like you said.
Or on what? Do something.
Yeah, that's crazy. It seemed like, I don't know where Sunlight was during that, but it feels like, was it Drake?
He has to focus on the wave right now.
Yeah, he does indeed. Needs to trim that wave so that Slew cannot just freely go to tower like that. It's 1v, well, okay, sorry, Yumi. 2v4 right now as MSU doing the best they can to stall Slew's onslaught and allow time for their teammates to respawn and come back to help. Sunlight getting a lot of work done right now. That Yumi ult is not up, but doesn't need it anyway. Cozy Shroud dashing away. I think he's going to be able to create enough distance. Oh, this chase is going to take a while.
Oh, no.
Gets trapped in the cage. It's going to be just a little bit more time before he's down. Doxa heads down to the Drake by himself, but with Vision there and MSU having the numbers advantage, I don't think he wants to stick around for that. Vex is here. Vex get the 1,000 gold shut down, and things are looking really good for MSU in this back and forth game. Less than 1,000 gold separates the two teams.
Dude, York is such a disgusting champ, man. What was that? He just 2v5.
Yeah, and put a lot of gold into the hands of Sunlight, and he's going to make it work for him right here. MSU is now pushing on the mid inhibitor tower for Slew. Let's see what Maddie can do to defend this. He does have T-Sim there to help. He's going to have Cozy Shroud up in a little bit, but Doxa needs to wait a little bit longer.
Hold on.
Yeah, that tower goes down for sure. T-Sim trying to poke. Strampus wants to get some kind of stuff, but who's he going to stun? Yumi's just going to jump to someone else. York not going to get taken down too fast anyway. Zethel goes into stealth just to remind his team that he is there. He's getting stronger, but I don't think he's going to be able to do too much yet.
Yeah. This branch is going to be coming up soon in 30, so let's see if they can try to posture themselves to at least have a chance to try to take.
Yeah, and I think a lot of what Slew was able to capitalize on was that MSU was likely thinking about the Drake a little bit ago, so I think that's why they were posturing the way they were. But he was able to, but then Slew like kind of pressed the advantage. Said, okay, well we'll just fight you right here and right now. Obviously, we did see MSU making a huge play off the back of York, which kind of turned it around a bit. Can't really factor that in too easily. When you think you have the jump, you have to remind yourself that York is very big, very strong. He's got 300 gold bounty on him right now.
I was assuming this game was gonna maybe be like the Twitch show with how the draft went, but no, it's definitely looking like York's main event right now.
Yeah, yep. Which is, I gotta say, hats off to MSU's drafting there. Imagine how different this would look if it was an Ornn that Sunlight was on instead. I mean, I don't even know if he plays that, but yeah, it was definitely a point where Sunlight knew that okay, Twitch is a good game plan, but if Twitch is not able to take off, I can take off. And now we do see MSU on the Baron right now, and Slew is coming in. Okay, Caitlyn ult comes through, tries to get somebody low, but it looks like it just hit one of the big meatball tanks. They're peppering him off a little bit. Yep, Maddie goes for the ult, and there's going to be the turn. Yorick, he's with his team, doesn't need to split push, engages right now with the Yuumi attached to him. Okay, the stun doesn't really hit too much, but Doxa is low. Vex goes in and gets the spear onto Maddie. We're one by one. MSU is jumping in, and Slew is doing whatever they can to run away. We do see the gap closing in full effect here. No Baron needed as MSU kills just enough of them to make a huge hit. And okay, Cozy Shaw doing what he can, I guess, taking a hit, but that's actually not bad.
Right now.
Yeah, that's actually not bad. This is, yeah, and Maddie's there too. Yep, they decide to just ditch that. We'll trade Baron for some more damage onto the enemy base. That's going to be 2 inhibitors going down. And wow, that's actually a really good decision making by Slew.
Hold on.
Getting in the end right now, they don't have minions to work with. Oh, Zethel, instead they're going to donate gold over to Zethel. He is on a killing spree now, 150 gold. Brownie is what he has on his head right now. So it looks like they're going to be able to protect their base and get the Baron. I can't tell who's got the better hand here.
They have no waves to even end, but they can maybe.
Okay. Ooh, all right. Yep. Thrombus able to get out of there just in time. It always feels kind of bad as a mid laner when you have to use your teleport to get out when you'd rather just recall. But obviously in that situation he didn't have enough time to.
That was still a great play from Slew there, even though like they see them on the Baron, but they're just like, okay, shove everything in immediately. Do not let them use this. Get spears. We're fine. We can just ping pong waves as soon as we can.
Exactly. Yeah, that's one thing I will commend for sure about Slew is their decision making in high pressure scenarios right there. Like you could tell they were all on the same page about deciding to just rush the base and trade the inhibitors for Baron, and I think that prevented Slew from getting in a potential big hole with MSU having that Baron. Obviously, we do see them with the 2K gold lead right now, but oh yeah, you guys hear my cat? Yeah, she's on my lap. I might have to push her off because her fur is just getting in my mouth while I'm trying to talk.
Jeez.
Maybe you can get a cat cam once we're in between games. But yeah, anyway, yeah. So Slew's they do have a little bit of a deficit right now, and MSU has Baron. But now it's the part where Slew has to start thinking about comebacks.
This is also the part where I think this York is almost full build. He is. I don't know what that last item's gonna be because assuming he has DD, he has Hullbreaker, Sunder, Frozen Heart. I would say maybe he buys. I was gonna say GA, but I don't think Pickaxe builds into GA because I think it's yeah, no, it doesn't build into GA, so it's gonna be.
I do think Stopwatch. I think Stopwatch is part of GA. So like, yeah, if you're gonna buy any component, I think that would be the first one.
Yeah.
She just really need more damage.
But at the same time, he's currently. Oh wait, this top set right now. Twitch is actually catching out Strompus.
Okay, yep. So I think we are hitting that point now where Zethel is able to play his role as a late game monster. Yorick no longer having to carry this on his own. That Twitch is getting strong. That's 4v1 down in the bot side.
Yeah, there's not a lot they can do against this York right now.
All right, we got a little bit of test of macro right now as MSU is trying to pull Slew apart. We have Yorick chipping away at the tower. Slew not exactly sure what to do. Gragas decides to press the issue by engaging, but as Zonius is going to keep the Vex alive. The ultimate from Yuumi stuns up a lot of the team. Oh, Rampage. Twitch finally able to do a lot of great things in this match right now. He's coming back in. He wants more to do. Sunlight also on a rampage. Costas jumps in. We have so many high damage players on the side of MSU, and Slew is just not able to stay alive with the Baron still on them. And it looks like MSU wants to go for the end right now. What can Slew do to keep this alive?
They just have to. They have to get these minions. But there are so many minions just coming to the base right now. They have 2 cannon waves.
Yeah, it really looks like that MSU's aggression was finally what it took to make Slew kind of panic and realize that maybe they can't win every single team fight that they want.
I'm surprised it didn't go further, actually. I was fully expecting for them to at least like try to hard class on Kate right there and just end the game, but wow, it's not going to be able to. So I think they're just going to go for Drake here, just trying to deny the soul at this point.
Yep, Slew instead opting for continuing to deny the soul. We can see from the count there the Slew is not, or MSU, sorry, is not close to the soul themselves, so not really a huge value decision there, but like you said, mostly just trying to keep Slew from having the opportunity to get it, because worst case scenario, somebody gets caught out and then Slew gets soul, and then MSU loses their lead.
Something huge for this fight, also, MSU's gonna have like almost all their sums up. Meanwhile, they had to top every single sum in the book for Slew.
Yep.
like getting the TF ult and flash there was so important because now they're not gonna happen for next fight. Even if he does have spellbook and it's like on a relatively low cooldown, it's like they're not gonna be there for Baron probably.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, I think a big thing that's allowed MSU to be strong in these fights is they're not. Smooth doesn't seem to be moving as like a ball. Like they're not on top of each other in these fights.
Oh.
And obviously, Kha'Zix loves the isolation, and I think what we're seeing in a lot of these fights is Kha'Zix jumps in on someone. Gragas and Poppy engage elsewhere. The carries are completely unprotected, and they're just scattered. And what Slew wants to do is stick together as a single unit, like we see them doing right now, and get a lot of protection and a lot of sieging going on. Ooh, looks like they're gonna go for a brush play here.
Sunlight's last item was Anathema's Chains.
Oh.
So, I don't think Caitlyn can play the game anymore.
All right, Slew is going for right now. A TP kind of shows their hand. Stromp is not able to get too much at all. Uses his Everfrost and his Ghost. Yeah, he doesn't really get to do much there, and MSU easily backs off with probably the speed from the Yuumi, and honestly, the Cage from York does a decent job zoning as well.
What do they all pop there? I want to say that's mostly just Mantra, or not. I think it's like just like one flash.
Yeah,
like,
I think
at even trade here. If anything, they just get a better positioning on this map right now because they're at the walls of their base.
Oh, TF's got Spellbook too, so I think he might have. Maybe he popped Ghost there. I didn't quite see.
I think he had.
Change heal to flash. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, decent chance that he might have just like only relied on the karma.
Exhaust earlier, but I don't think he used it. Or no, maybe he did that skirmish whenever it happened in the base.
Yeah, and as promised, this is looking like a barn burner of a game right now. We are pressing on 40 minutes with neither team looking like the obvious favorite here. This is exactly what you would expect to see from two 5-0 teams. Okay,
not a lot to even happen in the map right now. It's kind of just waiting it out. Kind of just waiting for these waves.
Yeah, and we do see Baron close to respawning. So I do think at this point that MSU is gonna start popping for that. Yeah, they're just keeping Slew in their base, not even letting them go into vision. Cozy Shell pops the ult, I think, just to survive, to get those enemies off of him. Yep, and with that ultimate blown, I do believe MSU is like, all right, we can just go ahead straight to Baron.
Trumpist here actually looking to actually try to backdoor some of these inhibs while this happens, because they know that they're going to try to posture to get this Baron right now. Trying to just stop the push.
Yeah, a little bit of a sneaky play. Yeah, all Slew can do is try to go for these scraps. I mean, yeah, they definitely see him once he's like, hitting the inhibitor. All they can do is try and go for these macro scraps because I think MSU's proven time and time again that if they try to just play them in a fair fight straight up, they might just lose. And once again, Trump is having to use that teleport to get away. And then that game, able to get that inhibitor. And MSU, it looks like they completely gave up their positioning on Baron entirely.
I don't know if it was a smart decision to put York back there. You could have probably just brought back Twitch, considering what happened earlier. But they're still going to try to... It looks like they're still going to try to go for it. They're going to have 4 on it right here, or technically 3. Or no, actually just 3. I thought they were giving us with them. My apologies, but...
Blue committed a lot of people to the bottom half of the map right there, and we even have Cozy Shroud sitting bot without a teleport. It honestly seems like they're just saying they want to give up the Baron entirely, but no. Some of them are trying to defend it. Nope, yeah, this is definitely going to be a Baron going over to MSU, and once again, they have another opportunity to make that final push into the base, and with Baron and Powered Minions, it's probably going to be an easy task.
Yeah, they have to try to push out this bot side right now. But even then, Shroud's kind of just not letting that happen because this Met's not going to be shoving anytime soon with the supers coming in.
York caught out alone. Strompus goes in for the ult, but the direction he's running, he's not going to get team back up anytime soon. Let's see if someone is able to kill off someone before they can even kill him. The Poppy ult going to do a little bit to slow him down. Strompus trying his best to get away. Has to flash, but it does seem like Yorick will die here as Doxa able to take that kill. And a lot of money going over to Doxa's pocket. He's slowly catching up to those damage output levels of Twitch.
Yeah, just once again, he's not going to be able to use that Baron. That's super bad for you.
Wait, yeah, what is it with Sunlight getting Baron and then immediately dying? This time it looked like it was kind of a macro play by Slew that was able to snag him. I think before it was slightly different, but yeah, like you said, Sunlight dying, losing that Baron both times, and MSU not able to get a complete 100% on that test each time.
Yeah, we're getting slowly just coming up and seeing full builds coming out for everybody right now. See, Stromp is about to finish a Void Staff. We see Poppy, I'm pretty sure that's going to probably be a, I want to say not a Visage, but maybe an Abyssal Mask. Or if not, Force of Nature, probably. Actually, yeah, probably Force of Nature. But even then, like, I guess the Vex is about to finish Death Cap finally. But like, is that even going to be that much of a spike whenever this Vex is barely going to be able to do anything in fights whenever the York's still like being the front line of the entire whole thing?
Yeah, probably not. All right, we got another macro trade going on through here where Slew, realizing they don't have to risk. It's not like the soul is going over to MSU, so they're fine with him taking that dragon. But of course, they're telling themselves right now they cannot let them get that next one. It will be the Cloud Soul, which honestly I think that's going to be a pretty good pickup for the different champs on their team. Knocks away to Yorick. Okay, a little bit of a fragmented engage right there. A lot of damage going down on Maddie right there. But for some reason, Cozy Shroud still trying to press the issue. Has to use his ult once again. And MSU is really forcing Slew to make a lot of panic plays right now. He's going for it. Okay. Yep, poking down this Gragas, getting him low. Another flash forced out of Gragas' Yumi trying to get the stuns. Okay, we got Tsum providing a shield and speed.
Okay, I was going to say, he's not Australia, so if he doesn't get out here, he's kind of probably forced a pot Mantra, and kind of was. But yeah, answer here actually. But even then, they don't have Switch there because of the supers coming into the base.
Yeah, and it looks like MSU is trying to get them in another one of those situations where they have a fragmented gauge. TF also coming, but they see the teleport from Strompus coming through, and Kha'Zix jumps onto Strompus. He's down. We got the Zonias coming through right there from the Vex, but definitely not going to live too long. Able to kill one more before she goes down. Doxa under fire. Kha'Zix able to do exactly whatever he wants with his Yumi on his back, putting out so much damage. He's got the Zonias to keep himself alive. Sunlight has finally arrived, and Doxa also dies. That's a straight ace for MSU, and they're going to head for the end right now.
I mean, hopefully they can take this tower enough, because...
Oh, they got no minions. Well, that's going to be kind of hard.
You can maybe even tank this tier, Nexus. Because he has...
Yumi, take it. Detach and take for you. Alright, we got the... Hopefully not premature GG coming through from Sunlight right here. Not even on the tower, just trying to kill these minions, make sure his maiden and the other ghouls are able to come through. Alright, we got some meow spams coming through from Archbishop Scott. Obviously, only Yumi, the only champ that can spam chat while also making some movements on the map, as we got the first game going over to the side of MSU, 1-0 for them, but Slew, of course, making them have to work for that win. That was an extremely close game, and I'm happy with how both teams played.
Bro, I felt like I was in that game. I was stressed the entire time.
Wow, yeah, and we are there seeing the first loss handed over to Slew, whereas MSU takes yet another game uncontested. Both teams are going to have a lot to talk about from that game. And yeah, we got more meowing in the chat right there. My camera is either not working or just slightly frozen. But either way, that just gives you guys time to focus on what we're saying instead of being distracted by our handsome faces as we try and break down what just happened in that game.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start. Like, it seems like Slew had a perfect position here to at least just try to close out whatever they were trying to do with the Twitch. But even then, it feels like York just kind of overpowered the game, and if not, RBM just kind of ran face on the bot lane in most of those fights because they seemed to be out of position in most cases. If not, they were just able to distract the attention from them. Just on nobody even saw the Kha'Zix.
Yeah, I think that was, like you just said, that was kind of the story of the latter half of that game. It felt like a lot of the spotlight was on Yorick. Oh, there we go. And we do have a cat for you guys to see now. She's cleaning herself. That's kind of gross. Anyway, yeah, so it was the Yorick show for the first half of the game, but it felt like he gave his team just enough space to grow into the powerful forces that they needed to be. And we talked on Twitch not making a difference early. He proved us wrong. He was very strong in the latter half of that game. But even Kha'Zix, I think Kha'Zix kind of ran the last half of that as far as causing a lot of chaos and destroying the carries on the side of Slew.
Yeah, and it's kind of important to highlight here the importance of a build can do. You would expect Kha'Zix, at least if you're a lower level player, to be okay, what if I just build Prowlers and I build a Yomu's and I build a literally any other lethality item? No, he went Mana Moon and he went Gordic Rust. And that itself just helped him stay in that fight for so much longer rather than just being the squishy bug just ready to get one tapped by the Caitlyn.
Yeah, exactly. And I think another thing that made those fights really hard for Slew is that MSU did a great job staggering their engages. So oftentimes what we would see is Vex dive in on the backline. Slew panics, they freak out, they try to peel to get them off him, but then as they're able to peel off the Vex goes on, yes, Kha'Zix jumps in. So they weren't making it easy. Obviously, if MSU would have dove in at the same time, it would have been very easy for Poppy to pop a single instance of W, pop a single instance of ult, and get rid of all threats at once. But they staggered it in ways that made it very difficult for Slew like immediately answer every question at the same time. And then on top of that, they had Yorick just doing his thing as well.
Yeah.
Which definitely well played by them.
Now York there, I don't think they win that game. I'm not gonna lie. Like if they
Oh,
have,
you mean without Yorick as their pick?
yeah, like if they opt to, like I bet like with another carry top maybe. Like if they opted just to play, okay, they're both gonna be weak side. Like I don't know if Tom top is played anymore, but like if they play Tom, probably not gonna happen. If they play Malphite, definitely not happening because there's how much pressure that he put on the map, especially like mid and late game.
Yeah, yeah, and I think so. If you take the way that the game progressed and swapped Yorick for Malphite at the point where like Twitch and Cosmic were already strong, yeah, they would have been fine. But like you said, it was the Yorick that allowed them to like pace the game out like that, stay close without completely rolling over. And if they had Malphite wouldn't have been able to do the same thing. Malphite needed to be there in team fights, in which case Slew was stronger, so they just would have won every time. So yeah, I love the way MSU played out that comp.
Yeah, that's the first time I've ever seen like a comp like that even work out in any type of pro setting as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm honestly surprised. Like again, the York pick. I can't get off this. I'm sorry that I can't get off it, but how did that work so easily?
Yeah, I think another thing that I liked about it too was that MSU knew when to call York in to work with the team. I think a lot of less skilled teams can fall into this trap where they have a split pusher and they say, "No, we don't want to see you go in that lane and just do your thing." But they knew just the moments where York needed to be there to make something happen because so much of the gold was on him. Sometimes what happens is you have a split pusher who has so much gold on them and the team is ahead because of that split pusher. But you have to consider that all the gold is on them. So if you do a 4v5, suddenly the gold's even because your moneymaker is somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, speaking of the York, what I think the important question is now, do you think it's getting banned? Or do you think MSU doubts that they can get away with the same trick?
I would say it depends on pick order. Because if they do save, well, I'm assuming MSU. Oh no, Slew probably stays blue side, just to see what their kind of pick is top side. So, if they maybe pick top R3, we might, or if they try to get them to pick top R3, then we might see a York pick again if they don't choose to ban it. But if not, then they're gonna literally have to ban 3 tops on their phase 1 of bans.
Yeah.
And Garen is gonna be Viego. It's gonna, or unless they want to give Viego, then that's probably fine.
Mm-hmm.
But if not, it's Garen, random like probably jungle ban, and then you ban York. And I don't think you want like you waste a ban on York.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think that would be a valuable ban either. And I don't remember what the bans were from MSU last game, but I don't think they were necessarily trying to clear the way for this York. I don't think York was something they thought about from the start. I think what happened is they saw that what's his name? Cozy was not on a good split pusher. He was on a tank, so they didn't have anyone to answer the
I think
York.
it was like Gwen that they both banned out for top side, and then they just opted for a Jinx ban.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds about right. So yeah, no, it wasn't a ban situation that forced Cozy into having to play Gragas. We just saw Cozy on Gragas, which I think if he was on one of his more carry oriented picks, like a Jace or like an Akali, Aurelia, I think that game, I don't think York gets locked in there.
Yeah.
And the game could go differently. So
we don't see Graves. Oh no, we saw Graves in the ban, so probably not Graves. I'm assuming that the York was an R5 pick, so we could have maybe seen a Trend. Maybe? Because Trend is also really good right now. We could have seen Trend. We could have seen maybe Aurelia works well with this comp.
I think it's like my camera is like spotting a ghost like floating behind me. That was kind of spooky. I don't know what that was. Some kind of visual distortion. It looked like a phantom white cat crawling across like the space. Kind of scared me for a second there, but I can assure you guys there's nothing behind me. Yeah, I think so. With that in mind, I don't think. Obviously, they don't need to ban the York. I don't think York's even going to be picked again because the situations that led that to happening is pretty easy for Slew to avoid. Cozy needs to. So we gotta call out from chat here. Cozy needs to upgrade his champ pool, dude. As a champ pool of a kindergartner. Oh, I've never played League with a kindergartner, but I imagine it's not a big pool.
I feel like his champ pool is pretty huge as well. I mean, like he might not be comfortable on some picks, but he definitely is able to play some picks. Like I know he has Aatrox. He has what else? Aatrox, GP, Graves. I know also yeah, Graves, Akali. Like he has a champ pool. Let him live.
I bet I could get 1v1 by a kindergartner. Kids these days are pretty good at League.
I was gonna say IRL. Like, hold up.
No, in the league. um, I think I would. I think I'd be in some trouble if I tried to IRL 1v1 a kindergartner. Unless we're counting the teachers as kindergartners. I'll fight a teacher. No, I'm kidding. Um, yeah, I mean, let's talk a little bit about some of the picks in other lanes because we definitely harped on the Yorick Gragas matchup a lot. That the bot lane picks. I think Karma and Kate was great. I definitely don't think bot lane was where Slew went wrong.
They completely gapped the Yamsu bot lane. Like
yeah,
that's what happened.
Yeah, I think the comp was fine, and I think their early to mid game was fine. I think it was a late game executions, and we committed Slew earlier on making really good decisions once realizing they were on the back foot. Trying to have Strompus, trying to have him, get some inhibitors to sort of lessen the blow that MSU was dealing. But those kind of decisions were great. I just think it was team fight micro that ended up not going as well for them. And that's a hard thing to correct going from one game to the next. You can't look at draft and say, all right, what do we draft differently here to make sure our team fight mechanics are better?
What for Slew, I think, is whenever they did get engaged, like I mostly remember Maddie getting mostly engaged like with a flash E, if not just like a straight up E. If not, they get like a solid Gragas dash in, or if not, it's a gold card. But even then, like once all those happened, they weren't able to burst anybody down. Like it wasn't the Twitch, it wasn't the Kazakhs.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. As far as like it demanded high execution for Slew as far as like them starting fights, because what they would have needed was Gragas Barrel into maybe like Poppy Stun or Poppy Lockdown with W into Twisted Fate Gold Card, and we just didn't really see any of that happening. And I think
just like a single pick that they caught out Zethel in the jungle, or no, I think they specifically caught out RBM at one point in the jungle, and that happened. Or no, it was back, so it was Lance in the jungle. I remember it like near the tier 2.
And that's another cool thing I think about watching games between two really good teams is that you see less like ridiculous mistakes. Sorry, hold on. I'm trying to do something to get my camera not.
Oh wait, what's happening? I didn't even notice.
I'm kind of a mural right now, I guess. But anyway, it's nice to not see so many like rookie mistakes or like mind-numbing mistakes in these matches. When you have two good teams, the mistakes are team-wide. It's not one player throwing or doing something stupid or getting caught out. It's just the team not coordinating things well. And I think that's definitely a lot more interesting to watch.
Yeah. Okay, now you're just gone. I was just trying. Okay, now you're back. Thank gosh.
Yeah, that was easy. That was easy for me to fix on my end. I just turned my camera off and then turned it back on. I don't know why I didn't do that sooner. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a light show there. Really soon we're gonna have champ select for game 2 coming in. But I think the teams are definitely taking this time to spend whatever time they need to figure out like what the next picks are. I'm noticing the prediction is now which team gets first blood. That wasn't I don't think that was the prediction for last game, right? I think it was actually like winning last game, like which teams wins. So it actually wasn't the spoil coming through there. We were joking that the outcome got spoiled and that Slew won, but wait a minute, are we gonna get a refund on the bets there? Because I think the Slew bettors got cashed out as the win.
Are we money laundering on the stream right now? Anyway, that's it.
Crooked Mots. Let's see. Oh, is that the link for seeing the draft?
Go draft link, yes, sir.
Oh, cool.
Go to now. This is gonna be okay. So MSU did opt to go to blue side, which is huge for this game, which means they do get a prio pick on whichever they like, whatever lane they want. Which
gotcha.
Okay, I would actually starting banter right now. It seems I'll try to cast it out.
We're getting word from production that they don't want their picks discussed, like the ordering. So we'll have to wait until afterwards in order to really analyze it. So I think it will be interesting to see which bands go through here. That's interesting. I wonder were the last games like that too? I could have sworn I was casting the drafts real time. And the other ones, maybe I just got bamboozled and didn't realize the whole time. Okay, no, production says it was a request by MSU. Okay, gotcha. Cool. So obviously players have that option to do that instead. So you guys get to instead stare at a cat's back for a little bit longer as we now theorize what the picks could be.
Just banned, right?
What's up?
We can discuss the bans, right?
I don't
I'm
think
not,
they want the bans discussed either. Um,
uh,
but
well,
oh, I wanted to touch on that Vex though, because before the game started, first off, I thought I wasn't going to even get to see the Vex,
yeah,
but then we got to see it in play, and I think it did execute. It played out the exact way we were suspecting, with Vex being instrumental in starting these fights. There was one, oh man, I need to see the VOD for it, but there was an engage that she had. I don't know how long does that missile go that can like
it's
start that engage.
I want to say like it stems out like for most of mid. If you like go from tower range to tower range,
Yeah, is it tower to tower?
well, not from under tower, but like at the very very edge of tower ranges. If you can imagine that, I want to say
Uh-huh.
it stems most of that.
Wow. Yeah, because there was one point in one of the fights that went well for MSU where Vex engaged from like off screen. And given that that's a skill shot, it's just more moments like that where if SLU was a bit cleaner in their execution in these fights, or even the moments leading up to fights,
Uh-huh.
MSU wouldn't have gotten the fights they wanted nearly as often.
I just
Yeah.
realized with you picking red side, they're gonna be able to counterpick Sunlight of having him have the counterpick, which is
Yes.
kind of
Yeah, so I
huge.
definitely don't think that we're going to be seeing the Graves, or sorry, the York again.
Mhm.
So I hope you guys enjoyed your one chance of seeing that. York, we'll see you again in 2 months or maybe longer.
I want to say probably like
Um,
learner.
what was that?
They'll probably choose to default him to like a safe side top laner if because they're gonna have to blind pick it, right? Unless
Yeah, I mean, unless
unless they choose to throw more bans on on top side after everything, which I'd go off then.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, Yeah, gonna be curious to see if we get a different look from Strompus as well here. The TF, I think, was quite different from the champs that we got to see him play in some of the other collegiate matches. More of a global map making, or sorry, playmaking, map moving kind of champion. Not really like an Ari or a LeBlanc, but I think Strompus is the kind of player who likes to play a lot of different things. So I
Mhm.
don't think he'd be happy to be stuck on TF duty again. I don't think that's what we're gonna see. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll probably see some easier executed um, toolkits from the champions that Salute pick. Something like a Vagar. You drop a cage. You're like if they had Vagar in that last game, I don't think those team fights go as poorly.
Oh no,
Um,
you have Poppy and a Vagar. You have just like two big bubbles where you're just like, okay, I can't move. I can't do a move. It's
exactly. Yeah, I'm so happy to see Vagar picked up in LCS matches. Another favorite champ of mine, who I felt like was never going to get to see any play just because of how low mobility he is. Obviously, with so much mobility creep in League of Legends, it creates this illusion that champions that stand still can't be played. But pro players prove that that's not true.
even then, like there's a ton of mids right now, just like have a ton of like burst movement options, but even then, like Vagar is one of the only ones that is just like, well, I got a cage.
Yeah, yeah, definitely a control mage in that regard. Um, Annie, another champ we don't really see, but
Yeah.
Annie doesn't really have much mobility either. It's the funny thing about Annie is that it's flash.
We saw Annie, I want to say, during World's Finals. I do remember that.
Really?
I want to say no. It was one time during Worlds. I want to say. I'm gonna go on Game of Legends right now just so I can double
Yeah, go
check.
for it. Or for like Leaguepedia, they tend to have pretty good history of matches. Um, and then the Karma, yeah, that Karma Caitlyn, I think that's the bot lane. We'll probably see a similar lane as that, like we mentioned earlier. That went really well. Oh, the Yuumi. We didn't talk about the Yuumi much. I think the Yuumi was also really
Yumi was
solid.
the reason why they probably won because it immediately hopped onto whoever's getting engaged upon.
Yep.
Why they
Yep.
couldn't.
Yeah, Yumi was a great way to supplement that game plan that we talked about earlier with SLU or with MSU being able to do staggered engages one at a time, have them jump in. Yumi was able to say, "Okay, your turn. All right, your turn, your turn." Yumi was really being being like embodying a cat very well, going from one lever to another, um, just saying, "No, I'm obsessed with you." Doing the thing where cats like to like brush up against your leg when they want something. Yumi was basically just doing that to the entire team of of MSU.
Okay, no,
Um,
a quarter. Yeah, it was quarters. My bad. It was two LPL teams though, but Cryan brought out Annie twice.
mm,
One of them loss. But Annie was a huge part in both those games.
Oh, okay. So the last prediction was actually Dragon first. Who gets the I guess who gets the first Dragon or something like that? Or Soul potentially? Not quite sure, but yeah, maybe it wasn't like a win one.
Ooh.
Got some predictions going on in chat as far as champion picks go. Not reading that ridiculous name, but one chatter predicts Straubus to play with Victor. Also predicting Maddie to go J4. So we'll see if if that person is correct. And then I don't know. I have my own prediction here.
I can't wait to talk about this now.
Are you taking a peek at the draft?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be that kid who waits to open his presents on Christmas morning. I'll wait to see what happens.
Played out though.
What'd you say?
I like how this played out though from both sides.
Well, and I guess in that regard, you can once we get into champ select, you can add some context as far as like what order things got picked in, because that's always good to know. Instead of just having to guess like we did for last draft.
They actually. Okay, jeez.
But I think we're gonna see. I don't think the J4 goes through. J4 is just one of those junglers. Like he's good, but every time J4's meta, I don't know. I find him so boring. And I don't really know why. His moves are flashy and everything he does is flashy, but maybe it's like thematically. I just think he's lame.
Honestly, I don't blame. First of all, I don't blame you. I feel like J4 is like the jungler that is kind of just like I am here. Like the list of stuff I engage. I tank a little bit. And that's it.
All right. Well, we are now diving right into the draft. You guys don't have to wait anymore to see which champs are picked. No more theorizing on our part. We're going to actually see some picks going through. All right. It is the Garen band once again. Holly and Gwen band on the side of MSU. So far, similar bands.
Right here, they're going to... Oh, no. Okay. It was a no ban on Pro Draft, but it was a Jinx ban. Okay.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. The Kazakhs. Right. It looks like they were thinking the same as us in terms of Kazakhs being a big player and picking apart those team fights in the latter half. They are not going to deal with that. Camille and Jin Zhao, okay, ends up being the pick for Slew here. Ooh, okay. Well, Sandra, that's nice. Going to be a little bit of anti-dive there. I think Sandra kind of plays out like mid lane Zaya. I feel like. Ooh, little block. Okay. All right. I can already get. You can confirm if I'm right or wrong on this. I'm already guessing that Lysandra was a counter pick.
Yeah, Lysandra was 100% the counter pick.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
yes. Yep. So I mean, we
kind of like want to play Lysandra either.
Look at that. See, okay, and the ban from the ban of Vex. I think that there was them saying, okay, Vex can stop me from doing what I want to do if I dive in as LeBlanc. So let me go ahead and ban that there. And then they say, hey, well, Lysandra does the same thing, buddy.
Lysandra's been doing the same thing for 3 years. So
yeah,
who's gonna
keep you in place when you try to jump in? And ooh. Okay, so we got the Vayne coming out instead of the Twitch this time. Similar game plans. I wonder why MSU opted for the Vayne here instead. I feel like Vayne usually is more of a tank busting option compared to Twitch. So maybe, yeah.
It was picked on B3 when they showed Zen and Not. So I'm assuming most of their thought was like, okay, we need something to pair with this Yuumi, and it has to be not stupid. At the same time, want to like build around this Yuumi as well if people are going to show it B1, so they immediately locked Olaf Vayne after it, which again, Olaf Yuumi is already a good combo, but like Vayne Yuumi,
yeah. Oh my goodness. And tell me about this Mord pick here. You think Sunlight's going to be looking for a similar split pushing strategy? I don't think Mord is that much of a he's split pushing usually.
I don't think so. I feel like he's going to be trying to at least single out maybe the Camille.
Okay.
Because Zen's going to be doing a lot in fights, just trying to stick on top of whoever the Yuumi is on. And if not, like, what does it do? Like, it gets burst out by this Camille, if not.
Yeah, and I think another thing that Mordecai tends to bring in these fights, in these scenarios where he's not off split pushing, is that he can really swing the pendulum in the favor of their team in smites. Because if you're both trying to get an objective, you just isolate the jungler and the Mordekaiser ult, and then suddenly jungler can't smite. That objective does not come into the Mordekaiser realm with you. So that usually is free pickings.
Well, again, it's also going to force a lot of people to buy QSS for Slew as well.
Yes, the QSS tax, similar to the way Skarner works. Although I don't know, I feel like QSS. I'm not on the balance team, but I feel like QSS should not get you out of Mordekaiser at all.
Yeah, I agree.
Although I guess because I was gonna say it doesn't seem fair for a single item to negate someone's entire ultimate, but hey, Malzahar has been dealing with that for years, and so has Skarner. So fine, I guess Mordekaiser can suffer the same fate. Maybe I'm just thinking about when Mordekaiser.
Those at least do damage. You actually get something out of it. Mord just kind of says, "Hey, come here."
Yeah, yeah, and you get like the instant QSSs, and it's like you just like blinked for a long time or something. The screen went dark, and then it went back to normal.
Whenever dude, my favorite part was about Mord top is just counterpicking Rengar into it. Because then it's just like, oh, I'm ulted. Yo, Empower W. Hold on, give me a second.
So sorry, real quick. I'm noticing the
try again.
Draft the pro draft thing shows Ornn as the pick for top lane.
Just for a second, but it is Mord. That's gonna be.
It is Mordekaiser. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure it doesn't completely render what we were saying pointless. So we talked a bit about MSU's draft. What have we got over on the side of SLU? Looks a bit more standard there with
we are dive.
Yeah, Tristana definitely able to dive in. Yeah, I don't know. It's not going to be that easy to dive MSU's comp though.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Which is kind of a clashing of styles here. But of course, we just saw like a draft with Yorick, Kha'Zix, Twitch, Yuumi just work out. So I'm honestly just expecting anything here.
Yeah, and I think as far as execution goes, SLU definitely seems to have picked a team that's a bit more reliable. It doesn't get more reliable than Nautilus point and click ultimate. And I think it's pretty obvious to your team when you see an enemy carry get popped into the air by Riptide, just go in. just jump in and kill that target. Yeah. I don't think SLU had as obvious of a go button in the previous game. Twisted Fate can be, but the way that Twisted Fate was operating in that game, I don't think they were really treating him as much of a go button.
He was definitely just a ringleader. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'm excited to see though now on an assassin instead of a champ like Twisted Fate. I wonder if Strompus is going to be able to impress with some highlight plays. We're going to see some good 1v1s in the mid lane. Probably not in the mid lane considering he got counterpicked, but that would be very impressive if Strompus was able to get some kills anyway.
Well, even then, if you do I don't know if this guy has much Lissandra experience, but if he isn't that experienced, it's kind of hard to kind of play this matchup blind with barely any experience because you're kind of just expecting, oh, you W into me, I hit W, I have Aftershock, I'm fine, but if you already have if you have as much experience as you do, oh wait, actually, dang, but no, if you have as much experience as Strompus does, I'm pretty sure he knows hey, I know how to play this matchup.
Yeah, yep, definitely familiar with that as a seasoned mid laner. We are jumping into the Rift now for Game 2, where MSU is going to be hoping to take it home with a clean 2-0, where SLU wants to win this one so they can keep their hopes of winning this series alive, and MSU is beelining it towards the bot river or the bot bush right now. I think T-Sum's about to get cheesed here. Ooh, the ward goes down just in time. T-Sum not going to fall to some 5v1 shenanigans, and instead that gives the clear go-ahead to SLU that they can dive as deep as they want into the jungle, put some vision down. We see Xin Zhao immediately saying, all right, well, let me go here, drop a ward. Well, did he drop a ward, Sean?
I think so.
Yeah, we'll see it once he bases. But that does give SLU a lot of information to start this game off with. Bit of a gamble by MSU, but I mean it's so early on that I don't think they're really gonna.
Yeah, but that would just the throw off at all times at this point because they have two very open wards.
Yeah. Yep, that was a bit of a cheese check by MSU. They're like, "Hey, are you guys bad enough to fall for this?" But so.
Oh, you are? Okay, so we're gonna
straight answers that question. I mean, luckily T-Sum got out of there in time. Well, got the word out as well. I mean, if there was a hook champion on the side of MSU, that would have been great. Blitzcrank, flash hook.
Okay.
I would have gone for it.
I mean, I would have too, honestly, I'm not going to lie. But a little bit of an interesting start here for Shroud. He actually opted Cole in this matchup.
Huh. So in what situations does Camille usually go for Cole?
I don't know. That's why I'm as confused. I was like,
yeah. Okay, so we got T-Sum going in. He wants to start a fight in that Yuumi. Yep, he does get the passive snare, and that Yuumi is so low. Doxa wants to go in, gets the kill, despite all the sums. Let's see if Zeidel can get a trade. Yes, Vayne is going to get a kill as well. That's going to be a trade for both AD carries getting a kill on them. Okay, but T-Sum, I guess he probably should have taken a hook in there. I do think Vayne could likely 1v1 the Nautilus, and a little bit of an int right there. Donates another kill. Vayne coming out the benefactor of this exchange.
He has 2 kills early and shorty. Let's shut down. What happened?
Oh lordy, yes, he like you mentioned that is going to be. Hey, maybe this was the long con by Slew. They want to get that small shutdown gold.
Oh, true. They actually wanted to get the 1 extra. True.
Yes, a little bit of an investment they were making there, but either way, a solid start for MSU right there. A fight that was actually picked by Slew. It started off going well for them, but I think Teesum just got a little too greedy, thinking that he could solo that Vayne there.
Yeah. Honestly, I thought he could have because of how the wave was stacked, and he was like kind of just face front into, I want to say like a whole wave and a half there. And I was like, oh, hold on, this is doable. But no, definitely ETA coming out to be a huge benefactor in that fight, it seemed.
Yep, bit of a kite check there, basically saying, "Hey Zethal, are you one of those 80 carries that likes to fight me at melee range despite outranging me?" And Zethal said, "No, bro, I'm just gonna kite," and he died for it. So
I'll be on his team for a reason.
Okay, and it looks like Boots ended up being the choice for Zethal's item advantage there. It's going to give him a bit more maneuverability against Nautilus's hooks. We got Meme coming down for an early gank. Oleth runs in. He does not have Ghost, so he's going to just kind of slowly run at them. Teesum is forced to flash, but we got a counter gank. Jin Zhao sitting there does not hit the W, so it's going to end right there. Not going to come in for a fight.
I mean, at least they get the not flat here, or the not flash here, but even then, the not flash isn't really that important considering he has Hex Flash.
Is Meme gonna make a return visit? He is indeed. Slew not ready for this, but Spider-Man gonna do his
flash on
to get away. Flash for Meme. They're gonna put some good damage now, and Zethal gets another one. That is 3-0 before 5 minutes for the Vayne. The recall gets interrupted right there, and oh man, Maddie just did not think the enemy jungler was gonna make a return trip. Really good decision making by MSU yet again.
He's gonna try his best there to even get out of the situation as well. He immediately queued onto the wall to say, "Hey, I need to get me out of here." But not even.
Yeah, I'm surprised MSU was able to get that actually.
They wasted they wasted every single stun.
Yeah.
They popped the flash. They popped. I want to say that's not even. Oh no, they popped Olaf and Vayne flash there though. Sheesh.
Yeah, and honestly, like, despite the fact that this lane is going a lot better for MSU this time around, I don't even think it was based on like the draft. I think it's based on how they're playing. Like looking at these champ picks, I wouldn't say that Vayne and Yuumi necessarily have a better time against Nautilus and Tristana. I think it was just a misplay and followed up by really good presence by the jungler.
Oh, this top side is actually going to get crashed right here. I don't know what Shroud was wanting to do with this. He's actually going to be pulling the tower. Oh no, I lied again.
Mordekaiser puts the hits down. He's going to clean up this farm here. Tiny bit of a lead for Cozy Shroud, but obviously still some standing minions left for Mordekaiser to kill. Sunlight going to be feeling just fine. Is that the shorter ace we got in our chat right now? Oh, we got some big names visiting to watch this game. The pressure is up for Slew.
That's an old head, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, Niles popped in earlier too. Some actual pro players.
I was just like season 6.
What you say?
I was just like season 6. He's like not that much of an old head.
Yeah. Well, no, I think Niles was his debut was just last year. On Golden Guardians he played for LCS at least.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a little bit of a stare down between Slew and MSU in the bot lane right now. They're not with all that action we just saw in the first few minutes. I'm surprised to not see them at each other's throats right now. But Meme is chilling around the bot side again. We saw him clearing that ward. Slew does know that there's a chance he can go in. Let's see how close they'll stick by. He is clearing that control ward, so I don't think he's going to stick around for too much longer.
I was honestly trying to expect a dive here, if anything, because like this wave is kind of huge, and I don't think they have him try to farm at least any bit. But again, it's just Shoshana, so to pop an easy E there and easily just farm it all back up.
Yes, indeed. Slowly healing back up, and we do see Nalos with one of his Targon's procs ready, but okay, not going to pop him just yet. Okay, blue team able to get the dragon right now. It's going to be MSU. Starting off with okay, Maddie sticking around for some reason, maybe perhaps wanted to see who was sticking around, but now getting killed by the Vayne and the Yuumi, who caught the jungler chilling out for a bit too long. Me kind of standing nearby like, oh, there was a fight happening? Good job, guys.
This early game is doomed.
Yeah, not looking too good for Slew so far. It just feels like they're being caught sleeping in moments where they really need to be a lot more proactive. Like, I joked last game about how we saw Cossack wasting a lot of time. Well, this time, Jin Zhao was kind of just not getting anything done, just chilling right there in the jungle, seeing what he could salvage from that dragon getting taken. Maybe he wanted to, I think he wanted to get vision down or something.
Yeah, no, he was trying to at least like stay around a little bit. But they kept,
wow.
They kept.
That is 4 kills to start off this game on Zethal.
Yeah.
I don't think he enjoyed being invisible for half of the last game. He wants to actually make an impact this time.
He's definitely doing it right now. Okay, I thought that claw was actually
gonna. Yeah. You see, I love that. That's one of the aspects about Lissandra. I love just the psychology behind her blink. Like you see the claw, you're like, is she gonna do it? Is she gonna do it? Creates a lot of intense moments.
It's like the Wii Sports thing. It's like, oh.
Yes, indeed. All right, so it looks like the lane is slowly pushing into MSU right now. Mrs. does not get the hook right there. Gonna get that minion instead, and now Zethel feels pretty comfortable to just go in with that hook cooldown.
They might just have to freeze this wave here, and honestly, that is the smarter play. Just trying to deny as much farm from this Triss as you can. Yeah.
Both sums back up for Slew, so they will have a better time living in case Meme decides to make a return visit to the bot lane. But as we saw earlier, it doesn't take too much to make that Nautilus below flash. Okay, the pull goes through. Cozy able to hook shot out of there. He's going to re-engage. Actually, doesn't have a jungler around. Might have tried to trick Sunlight into thinking that he had an ally nearby. He's in the ultimate. He's most likely to die under the tower. Sunlight has so much help. He's not able to stop him, and Sunlight gets a kill. Things looking dire on both sides of the map for Slew right now.
Yeah, he was just barely on tower range there. Kind of unfortunate for him, but also a great ulti right there from Sunlight.
I don't know. I'm very curious why Cozy went back in. I feel like at that moment, it was pretty obvious that Sunlight had the upper hand with that huge chunk, and without a jungler nearby, I don't think Cozy had much of a chance at all to live there.
He may have been trying to avoid a Q maybe with his ulti, but outside of that, I don't really know.
Yeah, not sure, but either way, that is going to be a small lead. Still a little bit of a farm deficit for the Mordekaiser, but I mean, he's got a kill, so he's happy.
Yeah, my man's big chunk in the top lane right now. Definitely gonna have that cold be a little bit delayed now with his gold lead that he has. Immediately getting a leeching leader and a tabby, or not tabby, steel caps. My bad.
Yeah, even like I've heard commentators on like LCS call it tabby too. It's really hard to shake that habit.
6 years and I will never stop.
Yeah. I mean, hey, we've been calling them pink wards too, even though they're not pink anymore. A flash coming through from Strumpus right there. Let's see what he can get. You want to keep him alive. The rest of the team is there to deal with that Vayne. A shutdown goes over onto the LeBlanc. Strumpus deciding that he's had enough of the enemy being the one to make all the flashy plays. LeBlanc wants to play and get some kills.
Absolutely the best person you could have had that shutdown on as well.
Strumpus, yes, indeed.
Over this game right now, especially into that comp.
Yep, really solid. And as I mentioned during the pre-game, that go button on the side of Nautilus having that ultimate, the perfect way for Slew to be coordinated in their engages. No need to perfectly time something in that case. You just see someone get flung into the air, you go in. And that's exactly what Tristan and LeBlanc like to do.
Yeah, we're going to try to just reset back here. I think they're about to at least try to posture for this drag here. Or at least I would probably if I was red side after a pick like that.
Yeah, and we didn't get to see this happen, but off screen there was I don't think the fight's going to happen there. Yep, Yumi shows up just in time. Okay, he's definitely going to take that claw. Oh, never mind. The LeBlanc blinks away. Going to be safe and sound. We got another fight happening once again. Ooh, Cozy Shroud just barely sidesteps that claw coming through. And still, once again, a big chunk. Do not re-engage this time, Cozy.
Yeah, Shroud getting a little bit mischievous with that. Especially, I think it was that smart of a move to try to at least get poked there whenever the wave is that huge and you're fighting against a Mordekaiser, but yeah, kind of just gonna fall flat.
Yeah, another thing I want to point out real quick, we didn't see this on screen, but Maddie was able to pick up the Rift Herald. Unfortunately, I don't think either of the lanes look too primed for a Rift Herald play at the moment, but still nice to deny the enemy lane of that, or the enemy team of that, as, Cozy looking really dangerous in this top side right now. Thankfully for him, a dive is not an option because Meme is all the way down at the Drake right now. Looks like they're getting ready to immediately take their next one off cooldown. It's going to be a 2 Drake lead for MSU.
Oh, flash coming out. You're gonna barely save Trumpus there.
Okay, yep.
Oh no, I was gonna say like maybe even like offset even like further here, but no, not gonna be the case. Sunlight.
All right.
Out of beating in this top side right now. Jesus.
More 1v1 happening. Okay, I have to imagine that Sunlight was going to go for that ultimate if Cozy stuck around for a little bit longer. Yeah, taking quite a beating up there in that top lane. I don't know how
You can just tell that he's pretty much like in his head 24/7 at this game, or at least this set I want to say. Like he,
and I mean, what's also interesting is Maddie not really giving his top laner too much assistance here in this matchup. I know it can be hard to gank a Mordekaiser when he just ults one of you and suddenly you just stand there twiddling your thumbs for a bit. But Camille kind of needs to have a good footing in this game, and we got the dive coming through now. Lots of members of MSU coming over. A flash goes through, and Cozy is going to go down to the Lissandra. Lissandra is on the board with a kill, and Mordekaiser continues to pummel this tower.
They're just taking over control of this game right now. Jeez, they're gonna try to answer here with a mid collapse here.
Yeah, and like we saw last game, Slew doing what they can to try and get some good things happening. A teleport coming through right now. Meme with the collapse. He wants to fight Strompus, who is somewhat out of jumps right now. Does not have his ultimate. Forced to flash. No trickery with the clone. Going to let him live as Maddie just takes the rope scuttler and says, hey, buddy, you're dead, but I'll take this to salvage. They're going to pop away with the blast going, but unstoppable. Olaf runs through. They want to keep this going. Are they under the tower? They're going to see if they can live, and I think a dive is going to happen still.
Yeah, it seems like Sunlight's gonna try to at least like shove this wave down here, but I think they are well aware now that like, hey, they're willing to dive. Let's just get out. Let's just reposition. How about that?
The movements have been really good on the side of Slew right now. Or sorry, MSU. They're making plays where they have so much power at. They're moving cohesively, and they know how to snowball advantages right now. Surprised that it's only a 1K gold lead right now, despite how lopsided the kills are. I mean, Slew's doing a great job.
Some different stuff here.
Yeah.
I want to say he's in top side, but at the same time, mid doesn't even get gapped. Oh no, it's definitely bot side as well. What am I saying?
Yeah. Yep.
I forgot 5-1. Okay. Yeah. There it is.
Yeah, I don't think a 20 CS lead is going to be enough for Tristana to really close that gap with the 5 kills that Vane's got over there. Yes, Jen, I believe this is best of 3. Okay, we got another attempted engage coming through for the LeBlanc, but Sandra able to get out of that pretty easily.
Yeah, I was gonna say they see RVM with this pink, but don't think he's gonna really be able to do anything with that information.
Yep. Also, so the scary thing about giving such a strong lead to a champion like Vayne is that normally, okay, never mind. See, Strompus wants to try and fight this. The ultimate is back up for Lissandra. Did not know that Olaf was on his way. Maddie is going to try to save his teammates. Yumi flashes for more distance, but not able to really close the distance that much. Mordekaiser has joined the fight now. He pulls Maddie in, and he's going to die as well. Unfortunately, an extra tower shot taken on the side of Lissandra. I don't know how to say his name, by the way. Iance or Lance?
I want to say Lance.
It might be an I, but I'll just say Lance because it looks like an L. Zethel here just in time to put more damage on this tower, and that's going to be... Oh, actually Slew, the one's able to tank the first tower. Also, where did you see the Rift Tower? Oh, Rift Herald went mid, that's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, really good on Slew to get a return tower take. Okay, no. Oh, ultimate is available for Mordekaiser. You're not going to fight it.
Oh, no.
What's up?
Sorry, I said Lance.
Oh, yeah. Flashes in. Okay, yep. He does not. He has the ultimate on him. Cozy Shroud doing a really good job sidestepping, but he wants to get out of there as soon as that ultimate times out, and it does indeed. And Cozy Shroud gonna live to fight another day. We see him pinging the flash and the R. It's funny. Cozy pinging things for his jungler, but as the way this game's going, I don't think Maddie's gonna capitalize on that. On those cooldowns. He kind of just turns to his top laner and says, "Cool story, bro," and then continues farming the rest of the map. No flame, but yeah, we do have some more potential fight coming up as the dragon will be spawning very soon. And oh yeah, one thing I wanted to mention after Slew took that bot tower is just like the previous game, Slew is just demonstrating that they know exactly how to stop the bleeding or like trade things back that in a way that still might not be entirely favorable for them, but prevents them from being in too much of a hole. And that tower, that first tower take by the Tristan and the Nautilus did exactly that.
You're finding a lot of neutral traits, I want to say.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Oh, and what I wanted to mention earlier too was that, like, oftentimes when you give your enemy AD carry this much of a lead, usually you want to be able to rely on scaling and say, okay, it's fine, just farm. We can get late game. And Tristana is a great late game carry, but so is Spade. And the last thing you want is for the enemy late game champion to fast forward to the late game.
You think late game Twitch is a problem? Nah, it's late game Bang.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. All right, so both teams are posturing for the Drake right now. Slew wants to prevent MSU from getting to Soul Point. They've already started the Dragon, actually. Maddie, he's got to get out of there now. He's going to die. Just completely gives over that Drake, and it's stolen to Olaf, who's going to stay alive. Lissandra, Lance is probably going to give up her own life. Oh, never mind. Hook goes in onto Olaf. Is he going to die as well? Nope. Double kill comes through for Cozy Shroud. He wants more. He's chasing. There's no one coming to save MSU. Let's see if they can get some more kills, but a lot of damage means Slew is looking too weak to keep fighting.
Yeah, not a lot that they could do that with that positioning. RBM gets the Drake just because of the early smite from Maddie, it seemed, but...
So,
yep.
So he smited early. Is that what happened there?
Yeah, he was trying to. Yeah, I think he was trying to read the smite.
Because I was gonna say, well, because I think he died a little bit before.
Actually.
Yeah, because what I was gonna say was what was kind of a bummer is that Maddie opted to run away to try to save his life, like on a 25% chance he lives, instead of just staying to die and potentially get the Drake. I think I would have liked to see him instead stick around and say, guys, just let me die. Let me try and win this 50-50 though. I didn't happen to see Olaf's level. Maybe it might have been just maybe he thought the higher percentage play was potentially getting out alive. But obviously hindsight's 2020.
Well, even the like
Ooh, interrupts the dash, but still gets away. Oh, Strampus links back. Got his team in tow. Might have some action on both sides of the map here. Never mind. They are both going to disengage. Not too much of a fight to be had.
Yeah, no, they knew that there was 3 top. I was going to say, like, maybe the pink maybe caught him out, so that's why he's up a little bit, but yeah.
Big meme pinging the 3 minutes and 40 seconds from now. Infernal Drake that's going to be coming up. I guess kind of reminding his team, hey guys, look how close we are to getting this big objective score here. All right, does Strampus want to get some kind of pick? Oh, he is. I wonder if they noticed that. He's stuck. He's going to have to... Oh, never mind. He's got the R.
Yeah.
Yeah, still never good to have to use that cooldown, though, and the block normally wants to be popping people in. Okay, it looks like MSU caught sleeping there as they had a completely open lane into killing that mid tower.
Not sure what happened there, but hey.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, Slew will take that. Normally we're seeing trades happen, but I don't think they had to give up anything. Well, okay. Speaking of which, we do have a fight going through. Spider-Man able to get out of there once again. Pops the ult. Did he use it on the Olaf who could not be stopped? He might have. That was probably a misclick from him, or maybe hoping it would get him as soon as the ult timed out. But Doxa trying to pepper some damage, but that Everfrost going to hit him. But Lance needs to get out of there anyway, since Maddie has arrived and his team is walking away.
Yeah, they can actually set up for this Herald now too, just because of their positioning. They don't really have anybody who can. Oh no, they don't even have Vayne topside. Eesh, maybe not. Unless they want Olaf to solo take it, but even then, ES is getting
getting a little bit baited right there. Lance with a self-ult into a Zhonya's as well, it looked like. Or maybe just a self-ult, actually, as MSU turning this around, making this look good. Doxa probably feeling so awful. A little bit of a tactical W in right there, as he's going to die. A hook shot comes through from Nalos, probably puts himself close to danger, but probably just wanted to clear some minions.
Yeah, it should be tier 2 now.
Oh, they didn't get baited by the clone. That's sad. Yep, that's going to be a tier 2, and unfortunately, yeah, we didn't see many things like that happen in the previous game, but this was just a situation of thinking that you found an opponent caught by themselves, but they actually had teammates who were close to coming, and I like that we saw the immediate teleport from the Mordekaiser come through there.
I want to say... Oh, wait, no, the TP was Strampus TP, I think. Oh, no, was it?
I think it was blue. We saw blue side TP coming in as soon as Lysandra was like, hey, I'm fine, guys. It might have been on a minion.
No, I think it was Liss and LeBlanc TP, because I was going to say, like, Shroud, I don't think had TP there.
I think Sunlight TP'd in to help.
Yeah, no, Sunlight did TP, but I'm saying for...
oh, I see what you mean, gotcha. Yeah, I don't know who used it on the side of who also TP.
Unless he found Shroud, and then he eat him.
Yep.
I'm not sure, I'll have to go back in the VOD to see, but...
Yeah. But either way, what looked like a good potential solid moment for Slew ended up just getting turned around by MSU as they realized, hey, we actually have people closer by, and this fourth Drake is coming up. Slew really needs to stop this from happening. Infernal Soul is going to be nasty to have to deal with.
Yeah, mostly because of the stats that it gives, but also because of what the Soul actually does, especially on Vayne. Just being able to get popped by Vayne with Infernal Soul is just not a fun thing to deal with.
Okay, is he going to get baited once again? The team is nearby. I don't think this was a fight that Slew should have taken. Eyes got big just as the Lysandra sitting on top of a ward, but Lysandra has so many ways to keep herself alive, as Maddie will be the first to die. Lysandra finally taken down. Camille's got her all gone through, but she dies as well. And T-Some low health while having to run away, but Zethel has the move speed to keep going, and Yumi's gonna help as well. Okay, went for I think Yumi just knew Nautilus was dead and wanted to see if he can get someone else instead. A flash, but does not get it in time as the blast cone is gonna keep Doxa alive. Justana limping back to the base as Zethel wants more kills.
I thought he was gonna read it and like flash over and like walk over to it.
Yep, and that's the dragon awarded over to MSU right there. I don't know. There's just been a lot of engages by Slew that I think are kind of ill-advised. Like, there's always moments where they think they found someone caught out, and half the time so far it's been Lissandra, who has so many ways of protecting herself and stalling for the rest of the team to get there. I think Slew is just does not have enough vision to see where the rest of MSU is, or they're just getting desperate.
Yeah, I want to say they're getting desperate because there's not a lot that they can really like open up right now on the map. Besides, they always see more top, and if they try to go bot, then Bane's always there 24/7.
Yeah,
so
it's understandable. Yeah, from the mindset of Slew, they're probably thinking, hey, this 4th Drake's coming up. We cannot let them get it. We need to do something and get ourselves in an advantageous position before this fight starts. But yeah, MSU always one step ahead. They make it look like they're not thinking about the Drake positioning, but they actually are.
Let's have TP up here in 20, so they're gonna have like a ton of sums here as well. They have most major cooldowns as well, so they can kind of just force anything they want. If they really want to, they can force a Baron.
Yeah, I think it's pretty lame about this the teleport change. Like, I'm cool with the teleport change that happened recently, but I don't like the naming. Like, why is it teleport and then unleashed teleport? Like, it just feels silly.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, it could just be like minor teleport, major teleport or something. I don't know. It feels kind of cringe, you know?
It's kind of cringe, I'm not gonna lie.
Unleashed. Okay, well, that's Riot Games for you. All right, Vayne wants more kills. Oh, wait, that's not Vayne. That is actually the Olaf who's got the Yuumi attached to him this time. Stromp is so low and just barely dies. What an embarrassment kill by the support. It's going to be Yuumi taking that kill. Yeah, you got the cat cleaning up scraps underneath the table. Cozy Shroud trying to make some work happen, but the rest of his team kind of needs him with the top side siege getting ready to happen.
Yeah, he does have TP, and I think I know Shroud doesn't have TP, so if they do try to siege anything right now, or if they do need him, then Shroud's gonna probably just opt to free farm that bot side, at least getting the tier 2. But it's actually gonna block him to try to help his team right now, or at least it seems like he's backing. Yeah.
Let's check back in on the gold real quick. That is about a 4K lead for MSU right now. Slew running out of options, running out of ways to stay in this game. They're gonna have to make some kind of pick or some kind of big play. I mean, with the champions. With the champs that MSU have, I don't think a pick would be easy.
Oh, maybe here? Oh,
unless they get some staggered recalls. Nope, they do not. And MSU gets out there just in time, a little bit too slow on the side of Slew.
You barely, just blink. If you have a blink, you'll miss it, bro.
Yeah, it feels like at this point, Slew needs to get some better vision down and try to get... I think they need to focus on killing Zethel. They've spent a lot of the resources in the past few fights on trying to kill Lissandra. I don't think that's going to net them the highest percentage play. They need to go for Zethel. They need to kill Vayne, who, with a Nautilus ultimate, should be fairly easy to pin down. We don't have scores up there, but it was MSU who won game 1.
Yeah.
Okay, and MSU is on the Baron.
That's gonna be quick.
Now. Yeah, they're burning it down. Vayne does a lot of damage with that % health on the W. Strompus goes in for some poke, based out of TP, I suppose, from Lissandra. TP probably not needed because this is almost looking like a sure take. Can Maddie get in there to get that smite? He's got a level disadvantage against the Olaf.
If they actually try to find a collapse on this Olaf right now, they might
Maddie's going to go for it. Oh, he's rooted by the Lissandra and then killed before the champ even comes up. Lance doing fantastic job of keeping that enemy jungler out. Just barely able to get an ult off before dying. Not in the position to end on the side of MSU right now, but that Baron is going to make them really happy as they're now sitting at a 6K gold lead.
They enter with the tier 2 bot, but even then, they're just running up right now. He barely gets away in time. Jeez.
Yes, indeed. And unfortunately for Slew, looking like another situation where MSU just really played out their comp a lot better. And also, I hate to blame everything on one single mistake, but it feels like Vayne able to start off with that 4-0 lead really helped out MSU. Gave them a strong AD carry in a situation where she is not supposed to be that strong.
The best thing is that Elder's in 2 minutes, so it seems like this might be ended up being a really quick match in comparison to the last one.
Yes, indeed. And to remind you guys what is on the line with this series, this is the last weekend of the regular season matches for both teams. I believe they go into a North Conference playoffs after this, where the winner of this is going to have better seeding going into the bracket stage. So Slew definitely does not want to end up facing a batch of hard opponents going into the next bracket.
Yeah, if Slew does lose a series, it's gonna be a riot. It's gonna be a huge ladder to climb.
And I mean, and the hard thing is with how one-sided the matches look for Slew before this. Okay, we got a little bit of a desperation play going right through here as Slew lots onto the 80 carry like we advised, but still that is not enough as Azanius keeps Vayne alive. Maddie gonna go down as well, even though Lissandra able to do some work here. T-Sim having to limp away, but he also dies, and it is a 1v2 happening on the other side of the map here as Sunlight able to also get a kill. They can't do anything about it. Cozy also going to die. Trying to help, goes in on Azanius, wastes the W, does not get any damage. Meanwhile, the rest of MSU is continuing to press in the base. They're probably going to go for the end here with not enough members of Slew alive to do anything about it.
They have really short timers, so like maybe there's a possible chance that they can.
Yeah, it's early enough that these timers definitely are short. But what is not short is the amount of power on the side of MSU. They're just taking down these towers. Strompus not able to do anything. This LeBlanc looking unfortunately quite weak with this deficit Slew has. It's the final stand as MSU is focusing on the Nexus. No champions, just objectives, and MSU takes a 2-0 win over Slew.
That's an upset, I think. That's an upset, which kind of sucks if you're a fan of Slew. Of course, us being
fans. And we are now looking for a game to capture. Yeah, so very impressive play by MSU right there. Gonna unfortunately for Slew hand them a 2-0 loss. And what I was going to mention before that final push was that it's hard for Slew to be ready for these kind of moments when they've been making one-sided stomps all the way up to this point. They were never really challenged. So when it comes time for them to play against another team who is just as strong, they might get a little rattled. They don't have much practice in these scenarios where they're on the back foot.
It's also like I don't think they've ever been in a position to where they have had to play from this far behind before, so they're just getting like again with like going on to Lissandra and like getting really desperate for plays. Like they aren't really in a position to do that type of stuff too often. Yeah, and it looks like it's in a position where like in this game where they're really desperate for picks and they're just like, okay, we have to go on to their mid laner who has 2 Zonias. Prey? I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean what also. Yeah, what's also tough is like I don't think they have much experience playing against a 4-0 Vayne either. So yeah, you mentioned they probably don't have that much experience playing from behind, but what do you do about a 4-0 Vayne? also very difficult to deal with.
You also just praying that it's I think.
But yeah, definitely. Yeah, it just seemed I think that game played out a bit different than the first one because I think it was mostly macro decisions and a lot of team-wide strong play from MSU that gave them the Game 1 win. Game 2 just kind of felt like some misplays. Slew caught sleeping in some moments. We talk a lot about the Vayne 4-0 start. I think what led to that was, first off, I would say was what could have been a favorable or at least 1-1 trade turned into a 2-1 on the side of MSU because T-Sim re-engaged onto the Vayne that he thought he could solo. And then we also had the double repeat gank by the Olaf early on too, that gave a couple more kills to Vayne. So I think it's just misplays and moments where maybe Slew might have been a bit too laxed or a bit too I'm not going to say disrespectful of their opponent, but not expecting MSU to punish their mistakes on the level that they did.
Yeah, I completely agree. I feel like there were definitely some instances where the broadside could have at least maybe played at least more, like a little bit more safe. Like you kind of just have to respect that. Okay, maybe there's still an Olaf here waiting for my Hex Flash timer afterwards, and if not, then we kind of just die if we kind of stay. Like, that's what that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and it's hard to completely fault them for that because these mistakes led to just punishments on the smallest of margins. Because if it had just a little bit more damage from Nautilus and Vayne dies in that first skirmish, a little bit better timing or a little less good timing on the side of Olaf, and Nautilus hooks the wall and gets out of there. Like these moments where like MSU just barely was able to get the kill in the beginning, and then it led to a blowout because they knew exactly how to capitalize on those advantages.
And even then, like MSU put everything into that bot side in the early game. They were kind of saying, okay, if this goes well, we kind of just try to snowball, and that's exactly just what happened. And that's kind of just what you're kind of trying to do with that comp, especially Yumi Olaf Vayne comp. Like you're kind of just trying to get this Vayne up, trying to get this Olaf up. Like if we see Lissandra there instead of getting like the 4-0, we're probably not going to see that much of a snowball from.
And then, speaking of Lissandra, I do want to touch on the draft a little bit as well, because I think that MSU's draft allowed them, both games, honestly, their draft allowed them to set up Slew for some mistakes that they would have had to have been thinking harder about the draft to avoid. Mm-hmm. So in this situation, Slew would have had to consciously think they have Lissandra. If we're going to start fights, we cannot start fights on Lissandra, and really submit that into their mindset. But obviously that didn't happen because we saw multiple times where Slew thought they had to jump on Lissandra. She just ults herself, or Zhonya's, and then the rest of the team follows up. And when you got move speed from Vayne, Olaf, Yuumi, like that collapse is going to be fast.
Mm-hmm. It also makes me kind of like back onto the Lissandra thing. What pick could have actually worked there? Like Ari was up.
You mean what pick on the side of Slew?
Yeah, because they decided to blind LeBlanc, and that's obviously it's like Swampert. I was about to say Swampert. This isn't Pokemon. Strumpet's comfort pick, but even then, he knew the Lissandra was open.
Yeah, you're right. Like the Lissandra was the 4th pick by MSU, so it's not even like with the impact that Lissandra had, you would think that was like a last pick red side counter pick. But no, it was. I mean, I guess the other option would have been giving Strumpus the counter pick. But like you said, I think they felt comfortable picking it, especially because the Vex was banned, and maybe Slew felt like Vex was the biggest threat to the Strumpus LeBlanc game plan.
Oh yeah, they had counter pick on top side.
Yeah, they did. And I think, and actually on the topic of small mistakes too, we didn't even touch on the top side. Early on, what gave Mordekaiser a pretty early kill too was that interaction they had. I didn't see how Camille lost so much health, but that moment where Cozy Shroud hooked to the wall, looked at Mordekaiser and said, I'm gonna go back in. I think that was kind of a moment as well that gave MSU a tiny lead that I don't think Slew imagined would blow up in their face.
Yeah. I would say like that's probably what broke the camel's back in that situation. Like could have at least like maybe depended on topside for a way to get back into the game, because I mean it's kind of just like a stalemate at that point if it's a counter matchup like LeBlanc and Lissandra. But that kind of like it swung the favor right into MSU.
Yeah, but definitely not all bad things from Slew. We mentioned this, that we saw a lot of moments where they were able to realize they were about to lose something, so they quickly had to turn around and get something in exchange. So hopefully just in the future games for them, they're able to maybe not run into so many situations where they have to fight from behind.
Not even like a serious goal deficit either. Like they were only down like one.
It was close for a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the next time we will see either of these teams play will be in 2 weeks when the playoff stages start. This was the last game of the regular 6-week season for these teams. So now they have to prep, where you will see them playing 2 weeks from now. So mark your calendars for that. Matt, it was a pleasure commentating with you. Thanks to you all for joining us for these games. Hope you enjoyed them, and we'll see you next time.